Is it because of... This is my mom. Hold on. I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi. And don't be holding up traffic because you got cars behind you. Did you record that?
We're doing it.
Sorry, get your dog. Excuse me, Arthur. I'm sorry.
If you're the parent of a young child and you're not getting enough sleep at night, I'm betting it's because your children will not stay in their room. That was my problem too, until recently when I found this ankle monitor in Walmart. This brand is a godsend, taking a page out of the criminal rehabilitation playbook and applying it to children. The device easily straps onto your toddler's leg and then puts in the work 24/7 to make sure they're staying where they belong. Check out these awesome features. Using their app, you can specify a timeout zone, which is the room where your child is supposed to be staying. It's sort of like house arrest. You can also set up no-go zones for extra safety. I'm going to do the whole house. Now, whenever my little juvenile delinquent sneaks out of his room, I get a notification on my phone. From this point, there's several different approaches on how to handle the situation, such as screaming at them from your bed or bargaining with them to get back in their room. But my favorite is to employ the built-in electrical impulse training tool. It's actually kind of therapeutic for me.
你别笑，要做一个专业的演员吗？你别笑，要做一个专业的演员吗？
Son of a bitch! Sorry, Grandma. Don't do that shit to me.
We're doing it.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is 12 p.m., high noon here on the East Coast in the United States of America. How are you all doing? Hello to all of our friends down under and all over the world. It is Monday. It is Monday, The 7th, as a matter of fact, Monday, August 7th. I hope you enjoyed the BF Live Liftoff Reel. We're here. The chat family is forming. We got the friends backstage. We got it all going on. Happy freaking Monday. So did you catch the BS show? Everybody's all rayed out. I mean, some of you might have saw my kind of epic and rare rant for me. I guess I might have been the leader of that whole, I don't know if I'm the leader of the whole thing, but I was one of the first ones to voice just my frustration with Ray and everything. So I see all the great people in the chat family in the chat. So let's go. Let's get into it. And let's check in with the chat family.
Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves.
Chat family check-in. So let's get into it right now. The chat family check-in. Good morning, boys and girls. Dave Daffler, good morning. There's me shouting back, Dave. And please take note, if you haven't already, until my channel is monetized, please donate with those links. I certainly appreciate it. The bots are running. The links are pinned. The fun is ready to be had. There's Scott Fitzpatrick. He's throwing it out there. Dave Daffler, good morning, Scott Fitzpatrick. And no filter. Scott giving the love back to Dave. All right. Let's go, Bobbynic. He's backstage. He's waiting to come in. Dave Daffler says, hey, Bobbynic from BYB and No Filter. And it's our friend, and she's right in the thick of everything lately. Let's say hello to, good morning to Mammy. We saw you on the BS show this morning. It was great having you on Replayables on Friday night. We're going to talk about that. I got clips to share. It was a great time with all the ladies. Just a really great, successful show Friday. Thank you. There she is checking in. It's KB. Good morning. The only KB I enjoy, actually, is KB, not that other KB. Dave Daffler, hey FK Mammy, hey K. It's our friend Brian Clutter. Brian's your daughter checking in. What's up? K giving love back. Great to see all of you here every Monday. I love and appreciate you all so much. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. I got a lot of clips for you and some stories. We're gonna, of course, can't avoid talking about Ray. There she is. It's Sunday, Jenna. Hello, how you doing, Jenna? Hello, Jenna. Producer Joe. Hope you're all well. There's Mammy checking in. Dave Daffler checking in. There you go. Mammy. Oh, get it, boy. Yeah, Big Boy was getting in that video. Hope you like that BF Live reel. I see things during the week, and when they give me a good chuckle and all, I said my friends would love to see this on BF Live, and I'll put it all together, make a nice little liftoff reel to get the spirit going for the show. We're doing it. That's right, we are. We're
doing it.
We are, in fact, doing it. Yes. Sunday, Jenna. What's going on? It's our boy, my lost interest. Big chat family, podcast friend. Appreciate you, bro. Good morning / afternoon. Hola, everyone. It's my boy. It's the host of the popular hit show on the Shuli Network, whether it be Shuli Network 1, Shuli Network 2, or Replayables. Because of you guys, you make us all so successful. We have a great time getting in there and drinking no matter what. My Midweek Freaks came out Wednesday, and we did a great show on Shuli Network 2 channel, and we had a great turnout. And I know my midweek freaks are out there. Hump day is a thing for a reason. People can't wait to get to the weekend. So it's great that we're finding another day to do Replayables, and we can enjoy ourselves and kind of challenge ourselves to kind of drink and get up the next day during the week. So let's see. Dave Daffler saying hello, my lost interest. I want to thank Mr. Dave Daffler already for the $10 donation. Thank you, Mr. Dave Daffler. Before the show even started, your support means a great deal to me. I see that you got your Levy bird aviary going, and you have your first bird in there, so congratulations on that. Brian Clauder says, ankle bracelet for kids, really? Yeah, Brian Clauder. That's a funny one. You got to keep looking at that a couple times, like, is that real or not? But check it out. Chris Abel's in the house. You know, he's my boy. We support and love each other, and that's why this all works. Hey, now, Dave Daffler. Chris says, Dave D, you rock. Yes, indeed. Just 10, you're slipping a little bit, but like I always tell you, bro, you're number one. Just a guest. Great podcast. Fan chat family. Good morning. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Dave Daffler shouting out, yo, Justa. I love the chat. I love the chat family check-in, so that's why I gave it a little feature at the beginning. Chris Abels, he loves the kids bracelet idea. I guess so. You got a little young one running around there too, so you kind of want to keep tracking him when your little juvenile delinquent, as they say in the video, gets out of the room. I love that video. Being a parent, I know a lot of the parents felt that concept because we all had those days and nights where you hear a pitter patter and you're wondering where they're at and you don't want to get up. So the great little bit right there. We had a lot of fun with that. Hope you enjoyed that. Just to saying, hey Dave. Chris Abels giving Jenna the love back. And look who he's got the name coming through. It's our boy, Tay Boogie 718. Hey, hi, hello, and yeah, boy. Yeah, what's going on, man? Happy Monday to you, brother. Here's the love going by Tay Boogie, Brian Clotter. Ooh, handsome Abel. Ooh, get a room, guys. Get a room. Oh, handsome Abel. Ooh, let's see. Chris Abel. I was going to try to wait rather than get through all the chats. I got my boys sitting backstage. They're going, BF, I show up here for you Monday, and you leave me fucking backstage, bro. So let's bring him in first. He's like kind of the co-host on here. He likes to join us every Monday for BF Live. He does a lot of other shows too, but I always appreciate him joining me. Let's say hello to our friend Scott Fitzpatrick.
Hey,
what's up, bro?
How much longer is it gonna be?
Sorry, bro. I get caught up in the chat and having fun, and I don't always I'm not looking at the parts of the screen. So, how you doing today?
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We certainly are doing it.
We're doing it.
Well, before I forget Bobbynic, let's bring in our friend from the Great White North. Let's bring everybody in. Let's say hello to Bobbynic Havens.
Hello, everybody. How's it going, guys?
All right, I got everybody backstage in here. Sorry I left you backstage a little longer. These guys are always great enough to be here Monday and keep me company and talk and chat together, so I appreciate them. I join them on No Filter on Tuesdays. They do it Tuesdays and Thursdays. How you doing, Bobby? You got the fresh buzz cut there going there, bro.
Fresh buzz cut. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I shaved it myself. With the help of my meth head friend who happened to pop by.
Oh, that's always advisable. You always want to give a meth head a razor around your head. I don't know how advisable that is, Bobby. Right?
I mean, she ended up doing a pretty good job. I mean, this is the closest and smoothest shave I've had in a while. So
it certainly looks close. I don't know if I think your ears got a little shorter there too, bro. I don't know.
Well, she was a little bit rough, but it was good.
Wow. Very good. Well, it's good to see you, bro. Got with the fresh hairdo. And Scott, you're rocking the I like the t-shirt thing you got going on there. You look like you're like working at a concert t-shirt booth and you're like, oh, come on, form one single line right here. Like, what's going on? Like, that looks like what you got going on.
Yeah, right.
All right. I'll take a poison and extra large, please. I want that poison and extra large. And my name ain't Scott, but I like that No Filter shirt you got right there too, bro. Well, I'll take that one. Yeah, it looks like we're at a concert, bro. So I appreciate you all joining us today. Let's see. Let's check in. Look who's checking in, Scott. That's another reason why I brought you in.
Oh.
Psychosocial.
There you go. Psychosocial. Yeah. What's up? I'll probably see you in the Perry chat later. It was great. We not only had Mommy on, or Mammy, whatever funny way you like to say it, but we had Allie does improv. Allie loves improv. And we had Stacey Allen on. Three great ladies to hang out with. And I know that Allie loves improv is a bones up girl because she's a big Perry fan too. So hello. What's up, my lost interest? Thanks for checking in again. Kyoto Whiskers, hello. Hello. Thank you for joining us from lovely England, Kyoto Whiskers. Thank you, sir.
He's a cool cat.
Yeah, he's a cool cat, quite literally. Yeah, Whiskers. All right. Terry Nee, our friend Terry Nee checking in. Thanks for everybody that liked and retweeted the fact that we were having BF Live here today at 12 noon. I'll say that to everybody except Jake. Freaking Jake Hudson, get off the air, bro. Leave some airtime for the rest of us. If you saw BS Live this morning, Jake was always in the chat, and or BS Live, excuse me, his BS show. I'm getting my B's mixed up. The BS show this morning, he's always in the chat trying to weasel his way, work his way into the show. So I wasn't surprised by that. But in between the time BS went off and the time that this show started, Jake was already live on air. He had Chris Tidwell on there and Obnoxious John. So shout out to those guys. Hey, Jake, leave some airtime for the rest of us, bro. I mean, what's going on here?
Started turning to Andrew. Jeez.
Yeah. Yes, let's see. Let me check my little phone here because I think I got some notifications going on. So I would like to acknowledge donations as they come in. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you, Brian. Brian Clauder rhymes with daughter. $5. Thank you, bro. I'm going to write TY, and I will send you a more formal thank you later. So thank you. Please utilize the links that are popping up with the bot every now and then. And if you can't find them then, they're always pinned right at the top right there. Kay checking in saying, hey, fam, we love you, KB. Let's see. Chris Abels, Brian Clauder, my brother. Hey, brother. Good Whiskers, shouting out Dave Daffla. Dave Daffla shouting out Terry Nee. Thank you, Anonymous. All the Anonymouses. KB and Terry Nee. That's right, it rhymes. Got to make a show out of that. It's the KB and Terry Nee show. KB and Terry Nee in the mornings. Let's see. Dave. Let's see. Abels. Chris Abel's saying mommy rocks, mommy and mammy rocks. It is confusing, Chris, because we had a lot of fun calling her mammy because I think that's what Bob first started calling her. They called her Uncle Rican mammy, and then it turned into hey, mammy, mammy, hey, mammy. It is spelled mammy, but I think she enunciates it mommy, and Gina, the lovely Gina Levy, was nice enough to correct Chris about that. So let's see. Oh shit, my shit just jumped. That means I'm not keeping up with the chat fast enough. So let's see.
Going crazy.
Oh my. What's that, buddy?
It's going crazy in the chat.
The chat's crazy, bro. We got 20 people in already. Whether you're watching live or you're watching after the fact, we really appreciate it. Last week's episode of BF Live, the numbers are just getting better and better. I don't know how much of that was attributed to my whole Ray DeVito rant. For those of you that maybe didn't see it, I kind of lost my shit a little bit last weekend, and I kind of like just hit my roof. My ceiling was ready to be. Bobbynic's laughing because he knows he never sees me like that.
It was good. It was a good rant. I mean, yeah, I definitely think that was probably shared a few times around the internet.
Well, it's funny. I didn't, you do these things, and I did it off the cuff. I did it. It was just true. It was emotion. It was how I felt. But then, you do wonder if you're going to regret it going back. And I don't really regret it, but there is still a cringe factor when you think about how it might be used and all. And I think some of it did get back to Ray. I think like Carlos was trying to say, well, what do you think about BF or something? And Ray was like, I don't know. I didn't really see like Ray overreact to it too much. But what I have noticed after my rant is that like everyone is following in lockstep afterwards. They're like, I've had enough of Ray, get rid of Ray off the network. So I feel justified in what I said. I mean, I might not have been very elegant about it, but I was just expressing how I felt at the time.
Well, it seems like everybody's sick of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I just I have an issue where I learned this whole thing about we're not all going to Abilene. Everybody's the whole Abilene paradox where everybody kind of agrees that maybe Ray, something not right about something, in this case being Ray, and no one wants to be the first one to say it. Everybody just goes along because they think they're the only one thinking something. And I just got to the point where I was like, well, I can't contain this anymore. I can't be the only one that feels this way because it takes a lot to get me going. So I just decided I wasn't going to Abilene no more. I'm like, no. We all going to Abilene. I don't know if you know about the Abilene paradox, but look that up. It's when people kind of just agree just to be agreeable rather than say what they really feel. So I just kind of lost my shit. Let's see. Brian Clauder says, I'm an old school parent. I'll smack the shit out of my kids. Yeah, that's I was kind of raised that way too. And you got that fear put into us, Brian. Oh, trying to get a sound effect going on. My parents were never big on like hitting us or anything, but because they didn't have to be, because they established respect from a very early point in our lives, and you didn't dare challenge that respect after the fact. So I didn't really have to get hit around a lot. Let's see. Scott on deck. Yeah, Scott's on the deck. You got your t-shirts, you got all your concert tees, you got no filter tees, you got poison tees. You probably got some Brittany Fox and some Rat back there and some boxes, right, Scott?
Brittany Fox, that's a nice pool. Yeah.
Oh shit! Come on, babe. We from the same era, bro. Come on, Poison, Brittany Fox. I mean, I've been around for a minute. I know what's up. There you go, Brittany Fox.
Wait. Who is Brittany Fox?
Oh, come on, Scott.
Well, I'm going to show you our next show.
Hey, hey, look, now after Bobbynic told us what he did with the first Poison album cover, what do you think he's going to do when you show him a Brittany Fox album?
It's not a female, but it's a Cinderella meets Poison type of band.
Yeah, they came at the whole end of that kind of Poison glam era where that thing was kind of fading out and less guys were doing the glam thing. Well, Brittany Fox was one of the last ones kind of on that train, and so they're one of those glam bands. So if you see their album cover, I'll have to see if I can pull up a picture. You might inspire you.
Girls' School was probably the biggest.
Yeah, girl, long way to love. Long way to love. Remember that one? Oh shit. Yeah. We're pulling them out. That's why I like having Scott on here. He knows all my old funky references. Psycho Social. That's right. Smash the smash bucket. Hit that like button. Come on, man. We got that like bucket. We appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe, BF Bobby Fran. I'm working hard every week and every day to do my best podcasting and get those numbers. I'll get my subs up so we can do some super chatting down the road. That is my ultimate dream / goal. He's saying, Bobby, what up? And I'm thinking this one might be for you. It's Chris with the meth cuts.
Yeah.
That's a super cut for your ass right there.
They do a good job.
What's up, Chris Mack? How you doing, buddy? It's great to see everybody. You guys all make this fun. Let's see. Bobby. Shouting out Chris Mack. Scott out. Shouting out Scott. Easy for me to say. Meth haircuts is still better than great clips.
That's right.
Stay still. Stay still, I said. Stay still. Stop wiggling around. Let's see. Kyoto Whisker says, hashtag no filter. That's right. All right, enough of that. There almost isn't a time where you can't find some show from the no filter weird stuff family right here. Let's see. Meth cuts is crazy. LOL, Chris. Let's see. Psychosocial says, nice. Working and lurking. Great to listen to the show live. Thank you. Thanks, Lost. I'm glad we can keep you some company. I'm glad you are listening live. Love it, Lost. Afternoon, Ables. Yep, I'm always there. Yes, you're always in that Perry chat. I'll catch you up there later when Perry's threatening to go off and Tom will be talking him down for the 100th time. We'll be checking out and having some fun with that later on. Chris Ables is getting a shout out from Psychosocial. Dave Daffler is getting a shout out from Psychosocial. She's giving the love back. Love Tid. What's it? I've been listening to that guy for 15 years. Believe it or not. Good dude. That's cool, Kyoto Whiskers.
Really?
I don't know if it's because of the Canadian thing or maybe I wasn't heavy into the podcast game, but I know that Chris always talks about that he's been in this game for a long time. So the fact that you've known him for 15 years adds up. So that's very good. Glad you've been enjoying that. Kay's loving it. Let's see. Stormee, what's up? All right. Stormee checking in. She will hop on soon, she says. That's awesome. That is awesome news.
It's
I
about
dare to
time.
say. Well, Bobbynic, I dare to say that things are getting better for her. Better for Stormee means that her internet, she has one good day of internet and maybe one good day that it doesn't storm. I think that's kind of what's good for Stormee nowadays, right, guys?
Yeah.
Right. I think the
So-
chat is
She's been
trying
having
to
a rough
keep you
time.
busy, man. I think they're doing it on purpose.
I think it's great because they're having a great time with us, man. That's why I appreciate you guys being here. And I appreciate all the people being in the chat because this shit is fun, man. I love this shit. So we got some content. Thanks for hopping in soon there, Stormee. That's awesome. And you never know what's going to happen on BF Live. I know Scott overslept the other week, and we had Bob Levy join us. I don't have no surprise. he's like, oh, wah, wah, wah. Sorry to bring that up, but I gotta let the people know, Scott, that if you sleep through it, sometimes some good stuff might happen, bro. So it's just a little cautionary tale for everybody.
You know what? I remembered that last night, and rarely do I say I'm ready to tap out, but last night I'm out.
Yeah.
Knowing that I had to get up for today.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that you making me part of your sleep schedule and compromising your sleep or adjusting it to be here, bro. Because I know you guys kill it on that show on the weekends. You guys will be up all hours of the night. Here's our great friend Carissa checking in, saying, "Good morning, all. Good morning / afternoon, Carissa." She has a great time in the chat with all the shows. She had a great time cheering on her ladies in Replayables. I seen her in the chat this morning. Great fan / chat family friend. Hello, Chris Mack. Afternoon at Dave Daffler, Chris Abels, Kyoto Tit is the man. There you go. Hey, Chris Mack, Psychosocial, Stormee, hiya. Abels from Kyoto Whiskers saying hell yeah. Carissa, keep up, BF. Thank you, Carissa. Keep up with the chat or keep up the good work. I took it as a compliment. You're just telling me to keep up with the damn chat. Though. Like, hey, Storm, I'm trying. I almost left the guys backstage because I was so concentrating on the chat. So I'm glad I got them in here at least while I go through this. We love a good. Well, you got a good Ray rant last week, Carissa. If you were here, I can't remember from week to week if you were in every show. I think you might have been here last week. But I just kind of rolled with it how I felt. But now I'm seeing like what's it? FRD showing up in the chats this morning. I noticed that. Let's see. What do we got? Good morning. Sheltering in. Balls Deep checking in. What's up, Balls Deep? Well, I'll take this as a compliment because not only do I trust his judgment, but this man is, I consider him a friend, and he was at the show. So he knows that I just wasn't spitting hate just to spit. I was kind of saying some real stuff. The rant was epic AF, and I loved it. Thank you. Thank you, Tay Boogie.
I agree. It was totally.
And let me just make it clear. I don't hate Ray. I was just aggravated with Ray because the whole delusions of grandeur and putting down the network and everything that goes on around it. That's what was bothering me. I don't think that Ray is necessarily overly hateful or vindictive or anything. He's just like kind of lost and misguided, and I don't know. I guess I just come from a family of 5, and people got real with you at some point. You know, you could only get away with bullshitting yourself or the world for so long before somebody in my family would pull you up and go, let me tell you some real shit. So I'm guessing that Ray didn't have a lot of that in his life, and it kind of like struck me. I'm like, I don't think anybody has like talked like real actual like life to this fucking guy. So might have been a little abrupt, but that's just how things go. Hi,
Well,
Balls
you know,
Deep.
he was
Go ahead, buddy.
basically trying to allude that he was better. He's better than Bob Levy. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
slow down, buddy. Slow
Yes.
down.
And that's the stuff that irks me the most, not only because of my great respect for Bob Levy, but the fact that I witnessed some of this live, and I'm just like, none of this is adding up. Like, no, you cannot say that you're better than Bob Levy and put everybody else down. I know he's humbled up a little bit, but it was funny because last night they did an Uncle Rico live, and what did you see? Within a half an hour, Ray DeVito decided to do a freaking live of them.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you guys. I know you guys are. Go ahead, Scott. You had something to say?
No, I was going to say it's almost like he intentionally does that sometimes. Like,
All right, thank you for getting. Look, I know that you're a nice guy. You're probably less likely. You're going to wait even longer than I did last week to go off on Ray if you ever do. And I know you're a big fan of Ray's. I know you covet the download card and all. So what do you think about this? Because this happens consistently. Do you think that Ray does this on purpose or he's oblivious?
I think he does it on purpose, but I think he's also kind of, I think KB kind of directs him to do that, maybe advises him.
Oh, that's an interesting way of looking at it, because yeah, I kind of agree, unless he has some just kind of just dumb timing luck where I'm just always going to time something, but it does seem very purposeful. I mean, what do you think, Bobby? Do you have an opinion, or have you noticed about anything about that?
I don't know anymore. I think the guy's just so he's kind of just dumb.
I like Bobbynic. He just pulled his head. He's like, I don't know anymore. I can't even answer these questions anymore. I have no clue how to answer any of this anymore. Oh, well, my God.
Mean, okay, like, you know, when I was on his show and I trolled him that one time, and then, you know, he's like, you know, I was talking to him about how I've been a fan for a long time, and I remember when there was like 4 people in his chat.
Yeah,
and he's like, no, there was never. He's only ever broadcasted to 30 people, according to him. That's the least he's ever had.
Yep.
You know.
And that was another thing that was griping my ass last week, or for lack of a better word or whatever. It was just bothering me last week because Bobbynic and Scott and Stormee, we all knew, because we all talked to each other in those early chats of those Ray DeVito show. And that was getting infuriating because it was just adding to his delusions of grandeur. Like he just thinks if he denies something, then that's the new truth. And that's just not the case. We know that there were only 4 or 5 people in some of his early shows because we were there. So Luke's checking in. It's our friend Tiff checking in. She's saying hi, gals, but I'll say hello anyway. Hello, how you doing, Tiff? I know Tiff is a big FRD gal. Let's see, Carissa, greatest rant ever. Thank you very much. You know, I don't try to do things for sensationalism. I try to just do things that I feel. I didn't know that I was going to do that, but I was honest. So hopefully, honest, you know, comes over the right way. Dave, let's see. Hi, Tiff from Dave Daffler. Tiff's getting the love now because she showed up in the chat. Carissa, there you go. Ray deserves a smack in the mouth. And Stormee, you're not wrong. And I've seen many examples of, like Bob said this morning, you know, why bring people on the show if you're not going to let them talk? And I know Chris Abels had that same issue when he was on his show, is that he brings people on and then he'll go, it's my show. It's my show. Let me talk. It's my show. So, and so that I've seen him, you know, rely on Ari to be a guest, bring her on as like a sounding board, and then like basically the first comment she makes, he'll just like jump on her for it. I see you shaking your head, Scott.
Oh no, well, the Ari thing. I guess I don't watch every show. I guess I didn't see what he was speaking to her like, but him bringing her on is what I was shaking my head about. I think maybe he's got a little bit of jealousy because she seems to be kind of blowing up right now, and everybody likes her.
Yeah, I mean there is a lot of that, but I think he just has like he has a mansplaining thing with her, or like even when she agrees with him. What was it a couple weeks ago where he was trying to bring up the shirt and she was telling him, "Oh, don't worry about it," and he's like, "Oh, you're just trying to minimize things. You're just trying to minimize it," and yet everybody else is telling him not to worry about it, but he jumped in airy shit for saying you're minimizing my problems and all, and got like real overly dramatic with her. It was very weird.
I promised him in West Virginia I wouldn't speak poorly of him. So
you ain't in West Virginia no more now. You can.
He asked me the only time. I said I would.
Yeah. He's like, can you be the one that doesn't say anything about LOL or smack the shit out of Ray? No respect. Yeah. So I've seen many examples of that, and I guess after my Ray rant, I think Ari is, comparatively to this podcast world, she's a little more nicer than most of us and not as ready to go at it with Ray. So I did have her in mind after my rant because I know that they're really good friends, and I know there's probably many times where she probably felt like losing her shit, but maybe she did or didn't, and so I felt bad. Hopefully she doesn't think too negative of me going out on her friend a little bit, but that's how I was feeling. Let's see. Kyoto Whiskers. I went offline this weekend. What did Ray do now? Well, he certainly didn't go offline, Kyoto Whiskers. He's just constantly on. He's constantly stirring the pot, whether directly or indirectly. He has no cause for timing, or he times his shows like within 20 minutes or a half hour of a current show going on. Now, guys, what do you think about that? I know we talked about it a little earlier, but what do you think about the aspect of watering down both audiences as far as Ray doing this? Do you think that he's aware that he's doing that, or you think he's just drawing who he's going to draw?
I think it's probably a calculated thing at this point. I think he's got something against Shuli. I honestly do.
I know that he has more venom and more passion when he argues with Shuli than he does with everybody. I don't know, but maybe Ray's father was like bald like Shuli and coming shit every time he was in there. I don't. Yeah. Maybe it's a trigger. I don't know, but
I don't know either. But
there is a definite venom on multiple appearances of either Ray on Shuli's show or Shuli on Ray's show, where Ray is always very aggressive and combative with Shuli.
I think he looks at it too much like it's an actual job. Always talking about teamwork and wanting to have his back and stuff. It's a ball busters type.
Right, and that's where he changed his perspective, because we all get our ball busted in this whole thing, in this whole universe, whether it's on shows or online or whatever. And it's like you gotta not care.
Yeah, he thinks they're on.
It's part of the fun,
Yeah, and to Ray, his definitions of teamwork seems to be the team needs to work for me. To me, teamwork is knowing when to help other people retweet their show out, or be in the chat and be supportive, and not do a show when another show is on. We all kind of lift everyone up. That's kind of how I know that I choose to operate, and I think that's how you guys choose to operate too. We at least attempt to not kind of overlap. I don't want these audiences and these great friends and chat family to have to choose like Ray over the other. I would much rather be, hey, let's all be over here now, in the Uncle Rico thing, or like this morning. I would never try to go on against BS. That would just be ridiculous. I wait until after the show is over, and I hope that the chat family likes to come over and join and do it. And they're great, because I got 25 in here right now, and a lot of you join us and watch after the fact. So whether you're watching live now or not, or after the fact, I appreciate the views. Like, share, and subscribe, please, to BF Live.
Didn't you move your time slot just a while back because the BS show moved their time slot a little?
Yes, bit? I do. I try to adjust. And that, to me, that's being part of a team, Ray. It's not just doing whatever the fuck you want to do and then hoping that the team helps you and supports you. It's kind of knowing what the team is doing and working in conjunction and around that. And we all kind of share and retweet everybody in a timely manner. So yes, when I first started this Coffee and Pods show with Stormee, shout out Stormee, and BF Live, we started at 9 a.m. East, and then they started the BS show, and that was causing overlaps and problems, and I didn't want to choose. I don't even want to choose. I want to finish watching the shows I enjoy and then do my show. So you're right, Bobbynic. Thanks for pointing that out. And to me, that's what that's what teamwork is. It isn't just doing whatever the hell you want and hoping the team works for you. It's actually being a part of the team, knowing what's going on No Filter, knowing what's going on BS and the other shows, and vibing with it and retweeting with it and us supporting each other. That's how it works, if you ask me. Carissa's saying Iron Maiden. What's funny you bring up Iron Maiden. I'm going to do a little feature today. I like to do some back in the day stuff, and I'm going to show you all the first CD audio disc I ever bought in my life. And I was going to ask you guys about this. I didn't give you no heads up, but maybe think a little bit, and if you can grab it, that would be an even more amazing. But think about when we went from albums and tapes, and you had to buy that first CD. What was that CD? When we do back in the day with BF and Friends a little later, I'm going to hit you up that. So take a little time and think on that. I know Bobbynic was probably poison and he jerked off to it, but I don't know.
Okay, so hold on. What's the question?
The question will be, what was the first audio CD you bought when compact disc came into favor, Bobbynic? Like when you CD, yes, yeah. When you no more tapes, like I can't buy another tape. I got this newfangled thing, and I got to buy a CD for it, and I got to buy the freshest, dopest thing for it. I want to know, kind of, if you can remember, like your first couple CDs that you bought, because I think it could be a lot of fun talking about that. So let's see. Carissa says hi, Ables. And let's see. Psychosocial says girls' school. Nice. See, she knows. Psychosocial's a rock chick. I can tell. She knows what's up. We're going to talk about more of these songs and bands and music from back in the day. I'm going to show you guys like a CD kind of every week, because I got hundreds, if not thousands, of CDs. And I think we have a lot of fun. We can't play the music, but damn, we can talk about it. Let's see. Carissa said that's my jam. My baby broke all the rules. Kyoto, Ray's an idiot. He insulted Mammy, and he is just disrespectful to the people that do nothing but support him. I agree and concur with that. Yeah, guys, what do you think about that whole incident with, Mammy? She was just trying to be nice and, hey, I'll have you over for a warm meal. And maybe she was thinking like I did, like maybe this guy hasn't had any kind of regular family experiences. I'll cook him something and try to make him normal. So what do you think about this whole Ray misunderstanding with Mammy and everything? What do you think, Scott?
I wasn't aware of it. This is kind of news to me. I don't
Yeah,
really know.
I was flipping back and forth between a couple of things, and then I didn't really catch exactly what happened, but I flipped back to the BS show, and I seen Mammy was on, her mommy.
Yes.
And yeah, she was talking about something about Ray.
Yes, she was just
being perceived as a whore or something like that. Like,
yes,
what?
because she was being nice, being chat family, and in the chat over the weekend, and I guess she felt, oh, this poor guy, like I would like to just like bring him in and give him a nice home cooked meal and kind of give him some normalcy. And it turned into like a chat thread, I understand, and then people speculating whether it was going to lead to something like more than just food, like sex or something, and it just got all out of hand. A typical kind of Ray transaction or a Ray conversation where you're thinking this way, Ray's thinking another whole way, and then who knows where any of this ends up. It seems like it's, it can't be everybody else in the world, Ray. At some point, you might be the common denominator in all this. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Let's catch up. Let's see. We got That's My Jam. So let's start from there. Psychosocial. We got that. Dave Daffler, thank you for your great support, man. Get this channel monetized. Oh, please, I'd like to. That is my goal. I love doing BF Live every day, whether I'm paid or not, but the wife likes to pay a lot better too, let me tell you. She likes that aspect of it. So whether it be like replayables on Wednesday or replayables on Friday or monetizing my show, I'm just happy to be here. So if you could like, share, and subscribe BF Live, I appreciate that. And give in the pinned links, donate there if you can. Let's see. Sunday, Jenna, KB, Dave Daffler, and everyone else. Stormee is checking in. She's slowly getting better, getting some fair weather, maybe getting some internet going. I know she's busy with the family and kids today, still doing the summer thing. As summer winds down on us quickly. Stormee, love when is what? Let me see. Whoa, put my goggles on. Let's see. Stormee, love, when is I think he meant part 2 of the Ari Jane interview. Thanks, my lost interest. I don't know if any of you saw that over the weekend, but over the weekend, Stormee has been, of course, let me get back up to my, okay. Trying to get up to my comments. There we go. Sergeant Bobbynic. Okay. Yes, Ari Jane did an interview, a sit-down interview with Stormee in the recent past, and I know Stormee has been trying to release it, but Stormee is having her famous internet issues. So what she decided to do is release this interview that she did with Ari Jane in parts, and one of the parts she released over the weekend, and she did like a premiere on it, and there was great activity in the chat, and it was a nice little first part of the interview. So I can let Stormee answer if and when she shows up, but from what I know, my lost interest, I believe as soon as her internet and things start improving, I think she's going to maybe put out more parts of it or put out the rest of that. Though. So if you didn't catch that, go to @Stormee on YouTube, and you'll see it on there. It's her little interview with Ari Jane. Let's see. Sergeant Bobbynic.
Yeah.
Bobbynic, Brian Clauder needs to know, did you pay for that shave in meth?
I did not. I didn't. It was free. It's free of charge. And I was happy about that.
Oh boy, we really don't want to know that payment, Brian.
She might.
Anything?
I was just gonna say she might. She might have stole some CDs or something. I don't know.
Oh, she might have stole your first CD. We can't do the bit now.
Yeah, I know, right?
And she may have a suspicious amount. She got summer teeth. Some are here, some are there. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Not yet, but she's getting that.
She's on her way to have her summer teeth. All right.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I got my mouth, got my summer teeth. Some are here, some are there. I reckon. Some are here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is summer, so you got to put your summer teeth in. Let's see. There's the bots running. There's the thank yous. There's comedians. Tay Boogie saying, Stormee, yay, she's trying. Here's Stormee's answer. Stormee says, hope to get part 2 out by Wednesday, my lost interest. So there you go. So be looking, check your notifications, check social media. You can check BF Live Facebook group where we throw most of these links in there. So if you're on Facebook, look for BF Live Facebook group, join that. And we always throw in the links out there. So that's where you find it @Stormee on YouTube. Stormee shouting Tay Boogie back. My lost interest. I'll be watching. Thanks for letting me know. Absolutely. Let's say Stormee makes the braille. Whoa. Stormee makes the braille on my aerial was happy. Woo. Oh shit. That's a not sure if that's a compliment or not. Dave Daffla, Bobby Salad. Is that a haircut or did you lose a bet? Let's see.
A bit of both there, you know.
I know. I think I'm catching up to you. I've been all back and forth in his chat, but I know Obnoxious John's in here, bro. So I'm getting up to your chat. What's up, bro? Stormee, LOL. Let's see. Chris Mack saying brain damage too. Yeah. Comedian Tay Boogie. I was honored to be on stage with Bob Levy. Absolutely, bro. See, there's a dude that gets it. There's a dude that doesn't think he's bigger than the room, like some of the other people that we've talked about. That was a great night. I think everybody did. Well, pretty much everybody did great, except the people that thought they did a little too good. Chris Abels is laughing because he knows what's up. See, we all know what's up. We're not shitting on Ray just to shit on Ray. You know. Let's see. I want to believe he's oblivious. He does come off oblivious, but sometimes he comes off very measured. I think he's Kaiser Soze in us, bro.
Very, very calculated. Yeah, it seems at times.
So it's either like, all right, I don't know if it's just he falls into it. If he's, I don't know how he does it. And I think that's part of the thing that kind of aggravates us. What you got to say, Scott?
Him being a team player, he should know the schedules. You know, when the network, when all the other shows are coming on, and he's oblivious to them.
He doesn't watch the network. He doesn't watch anything unless they're talking about him or something like
that's
that.
Not a team player, though.
Right, that's his flaw in thinking teamwork. His definition of teamwork is different. Scott, I can say without even asking you that you probably have a general idea of when certain shows come on, and you know, like, hey, we shouldn't do No Filter at this time, or we shouldn't do the show at this time because you have awareness, bro.
Right.
And I know you're part of the team just because you're a big fan, not because you feel like you're part of the team. You're just you have awareness, and I don't even know that Ray has like basic awareness, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
It's cool.
It's gotten to where, because I'm a Ray fan, and it's almost, I'm embarrassed to say it to some people. It's gotten where I can't say it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. I know, Scott. Scott is on the fence. Like I say, you think Bob Levy sits on the fence. Scott does not want to say a bad word about anybody. He might have certain thoughts, and maybe Ray could do things better. He just ain't gonna say it. But
But yeah,
We
you know,
appreciate
and there's one thing about No Filter. Yes, we have been on at the same time as the other shows, but we have a
Oh, yeah.
set time. Okay,
You do.
we
You do.
have a set time.
Yeah.
So you know, Ray does not really have a set time. He goes on
Mhm.
at random times. He couldn't just wait. He literally couldn't just wait until that show's over, or at least till there might be like a half an hour left or something like
He
that.
used
You
Yeah.
to
know.
be to his benefit, you know, because then some of that audience would be more available to him. But
Well, yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
yeah, I think if you are in tune, there's a natural ebb and flow to our podcast community. You know, there's shows that are going on and they're going off, and about something else is about to start off. But I always hate when you have to like choose one over the other. But I can't help but think that some of the people that might want to donate to him or enjoy his show are going to just stay over in Uncle Rico. He's not going to pull everybody away. I don't know if his desire to pull everybody away, or if he just doesn't care. If he's like, I'll get the people over here that don't really like that stuff, because I still think that he kind of doesn't believe in the structure of the network as far as the shows and all. Like he talks about, you're making fun of mentally challenged people and stuff like that. You know,
I think he thinks he brought fans to the Shuley network more than Shuley fans or Shuley brought him fans. You know, I think he's got a little bit.
Yeah, and if he does think that, he's got it ass backwards. That's all I know.
yeah, and that's the right, because my whole line to Ray was being a fan of Bob and Shuley. Bob always showing up on every person's show. Every time Bob Levy does a show, me and Bobbynic would go, "Hey, Bob's doing this today. Bob's doing that today. Bob's doing this today," and it ended up being rock bottom. So we'd say, "Hey, we'll check out this Ray DeVito guy." So that's how I was initially turned on. I didn't have like an MLC connection. I didn't get tuned into Ray from MLC. I think Chad got him on there previously, but my whole connection was through knowing him from Bob doing so many of his shows with 5 and 6 people in there, where Mr. Delusional wants to forget that now that he thinks he's a little more famous. But so that's my connection. Let's see. My Lost Interest saying Levy would eat Ray for breakfast. Levy is a comedy monster on stage. If you get a chance to see Levy live, you won't regret it, unless Ray opens for him. There you go. That's a fantastic statement and a great ending on it. And I know My Lost Interest knows, because I hooked up with him and his wife in Pottstown. So he's seen the master live. He's seen how one guy sets the tone of a room and another guy has to come on and work with that. And Bob killed it that night. He killed it in West Virginia. He's killed it up at his club. Every time I've seen him, you just can't. I wouldn't want to. Who would want to follow him? I don't know. Chris completely crushed that night. There you go. I mean, all you guys did good. There was a good rhythm to the show. I think we've talked about the slow part of the show where Ray did like 25 or 45 minutes, or we lost track and was yelling at the people. That was kind of the only hiccup in the whole night. But it was a very enjoyable night, right, Scott? You were there.
Yeah. Being a firstie for me, I never been to a comedy show before. It's probably spoiled all future
It sure did.
comedy shows for me, because nothing's going to quite measure up.
It sure did, and I told you that. Yeah, it's like going to see your first rock band. It's like a Led Zeppelin, and now you got to go see Britney Fox now or something like that. You know, it's like Britney Fox is cool, but they're not Led Zeppelin. So, yeah, I told you guys as much that night. I'm like, when you said this is our first comedy show, I was like, wow, imagine your first comedy show and being like, the Reverend Bob Levy and Chris Abels and Zen and Tay Boogie and I think and that other guy Ray or whatever. But
So Ray was going long and doing all that. This is my first time, so I didn't know what the etiquette and how the things go.
okay.
So I thought I was just seeing part of the show. You know, I didn't realize I'm seeing quite a.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if something's going wrong if that's your first show and you've never been to one. You didn't see nothing wrong with any of it, so I get that. Let's see. Stormee says Ray hired Bobbynic for clips and never officially fired him, as far as I know.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he wanted me to do some clips, and I mean, I knew right from the beginning when he just sent me all these videos, and I'm like, I told him, hey, send me some, timestamps and what you want clipped, because I don't have the time to sit here and just watch a whole bunch of shit and, throw out a whole bunch of clips and then, some of them don't get uploaded. And then he finally did that after a few days with a new video. But then he's like, oh, just hold off, and then hold off on clipping. And I was like, Okay, yeah, and then I seen a clip from what he wanted me to clip
Yeah.
pop up on his YouTube, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess he figured it out himself or got somebody else to do it, and I was actually very relieved. But yeah, he never messaged me again. That's the last time I talked to him.
Yeah, that's funny because his Rock Bottom show, he really doesn't use any clips at all. I know he would come on early with Cardiff Electric and stuff, and Cardiff would like run and play some clips on some shows because Ray just can't kind of multitask like that. So it's funny that he
It was more shorts. It was more shorts that he wanted.
Okay, yeah, because I know, but he's not a big clip guy, and that's the whole goes to the whole controversy of does he really need like a producer at the Shuley Network, because his show where he just invites people on to tell them to shut up so he can talk, he don't really need like a producer for that necessarily, right?
No, look at all the shit you do. I'm running all the buttons, and you're a one man.
Yes.
One man
I got
show.
a broomstick coming out my ass right now. I'm sweeping the floor while I'm doing the show over here. Let's see. That's funny. The love for the tiff.
Stormy's got a good story. Maybe I don't know if she was wanting to tell her or not about it. Did you guys know about a joke she said, and you know what I'm talking about? And
Oh yes, I do. I know I have it in Messenger, but yes. So Stormee is a I'll say she produces No Filter. She does a lot of great. I mean, she makes content. She runs shows. She does all kinds of stuff. She clips like crazy. So she was in a chat and she alluded to a joke. I don't know if I could play the whole joke, but yeah, apparently on the next day, on a day or two later on MLC, Ray used a similar joke about having sex on a kitchen table, or he said masturbating on a kitchen table. So he basically borrowed from Stormy's joke, and Stormee sent us a thing saying, hey, did Ray DeVito steal my joke here? And so I'm thinking, well, he probably thinks that he wrote the joke better or he punched it up, Scott.
Yeah. No, there was no borrowing. He downright stole Stormy's joke. That's it.
All right. Well, let me see if I can find it in Messenger now, because everybody's going to get curious. So let me see. I'll go to my Messenger here. I didn't clip that. Let's see. Did she send that to us in our group or private? I'm trying to remember.
She just told me about. I think she said lost in it. Maybe sent it.
Oh, here it is. I got the clip. I got a clip right here. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a screen share. All right, so you're gonna see this clip. The one day is August 2nd, and then the next day, when Ray makes the comment, is August 4th. I'll set that. Let's see. Hopefully, this plays a little bit. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, not video file. Let's share the screen, people. Here we go. And let me know if you can hear this.
Stormee, no food in bed. What about sex on the kitchen table then? Sure.
Yes, Stormee. Very good point. Very good point. See,
Yes.
so
Take
Yes or
it
no,
whenever
Ray?
it's happening. Yes, of course,
yes,
wherever.
okay.
Sex is like, masturbation. It's like, leave me alone in the
Yeah, he
bedroom.
likes
but
it.
Sex, it's like wherever you want to do it. That's like,
so if a
you have
girl
like
go ahead.
larger radius of play, or a lot more options for that, you know, when you're actually gonna, do that versus the former, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
telling me that
Uh.
if you're telling me, Ray, that if a girl like me was like, man, yeah, no problem, let's go, but I really just want some strawberries now too. Do you mind? You would be like, no, absolutely not. No strawberries in bed.
Oh no, yeah, she can do whatever she wants. I don't give a shit. Yeah, eat strawberries. That's what it is. Like,
he was talking about. You had the girl on the other night, every day, and you were talking about she likes to eat in bed, and you're like, why would you eat in bed? That's where I masturbate all over my bed. And he was saying, what the fuck was
did
that
say
about?
that. I did say
So, yeah, I know, but like she's talking about eating in bed. And you're like, wow, I would bring you food in bed. I would bring you something.
But I
You're
masturbate
romantic.
there.
And
That's
you-
like
and you say
masturbating
you
on the kitchen
masturbate on your
table.
fucking pink cheeks. What's the matter with you?
It's like masturbating on your fucking
She's
kitchen
talking
table.
about her in her bed. You almost got her there.
So there you go. So there's the clip. So what do you think, guys? Let me stop sharing that real quick. So I'm sure personal information. So there's the clip, Bobbynic. So you seem to be opinionated about this, bro.
Stolen.
All right. Would you, Scott? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Watching that first clip, you can almost watching Ray starting to file it away in his mind and thinking,
Yeah.
like he's already.
He even turned it into masturbation in that clip.
Yeah, he did. I noticed that on that second watch, Bobbynic. I heard the earlier masturbation reference, like he was already kind of like reworking it, like Scott said in his head. You guys have picked up on some good shit there. So, Stormee, we got you, girl. We got your back. He stole your damn joke. I'm going to say shout out to Dave Daffler and Brian Clauder again. Dave Daffler, 10 and 5. Brian, thank you for $5 donation. Appreciate you. So you guys think that he straight up stole the joke then?
Totally.
I said he probably thinks he punched it up or he wrote that joke and made it better. But I said, Stormee, he definitely wrote that joke off of your premise.
Yep.
There you go. So now apparently, Stormee's picking up a pen for Ray, you know. Hi, Tiff from Sunday. Jenna. What's up, Derek? BYB mixing it up. We saw you guys check in on the show last week for the Ray press conference. Catch them out on BYB. I think look for Shuli. He said he was going to come on their show soon, look for that. Can't hear Scott.
Testes, 1, 2.
Yes, you can hear them testes now. Yeah, there's a little bit of delay because Scott's a whipper, so he you got to wait 1, 2 Mississippi for them words to start cooking electronically. There you go. We got you now. Okay, Stormee, if Ray is this way in day-to-day life, no wonder he's single. There you go. Okay, we're going back a little earlier. For real, he insults every woman on his show, Stormee. Yes, he does kind of mansplain and kind of thinks it's okay to talk in a different manner to them. I have noticed it. JT, what's up, bro? I thought his appearance was the major factor in that. Okay, let's see. What are your thoughts on Ray? I say we're getting into that. I'm sorry I'm behind. You guys are so awesome with this chat. I can't even keep up and do the show at the same time. Tay, you crushed that night, brother. You always do at this comedy show. Carissa says Ray tells terrible jokes over and over too. Yeah, he always talking about I'm writing. Think I'm a pen and write a fucking joke. When's he gonna read them to us? Because I don't hear him either, girl. So there you go. Dave Daffler, in honor of Ray, I've duct taped my feet. Okay. Let's see. Brian Clauder. Ray is 50% sensitive and 50% dumbass. I agree with that. Let's see. Carissa, Ray needs to learn from Abels and BF. I thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Chris Abels follows up with saying he will never learn, Carissa. sad face right there. Oh my gosh. Carissa's laughing at Dave. Carissa's giving them love. Chris Mack says Ray can't seem to understand that his actions indicate he doesn't actually respect Shuli, regardless of what he says when he speaks. Quite the enigma he is, or perhaps just a brain-damaged spurg. Thank you for that comment. Yeah, once again, it's so hard with Ray. You can't tell what's like passive-aggressive on purpose or just because he's oblivious, but he has this natural ability to, even if he's oblivious about something, he comes off kind of as insulting or condescending about it. It's very weird. And somebody who isn't in the know, I don't think you get a right to be insulting or condescending to anyone. That's just my personal take. Chris Abel says, it's not just the team, it's the people in the chat. That's the biggest part of shows, and you can't be a douche. There you go. It's not rocket science, people. We're family. Family, love, support. That's why it works. Thank you, Chris Abel. That's why we do well. Chris Abel said, see, she gets it. This guy gets it. This girl gets it. See, Dave Daffler says, Chris Abel gets it. We're all getting it. Chris Abel, thank you, Chris and Dave. There he is. Oh, Obnoxious John. This guy, I don't know, between Andrew and Jake, I think Obnoxious John might be third for being on the air the most there, Bobbynic.
Right, yeah.
Let's see.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Obnoxious John? I saw that the BS show ended like 20 after 11 or so, and I'm sitting here doing a little pregame, getting ready, and I click on the live, and I see Jake Hudson, I see Chris Tidwell, and Obnoxious John doing a live, so that boy can't get enough. I'm surprised that Jake already isn't in our chat. Shout out, Jake. Let's see. Wait a minute. Molly Crew, that's not how it goes. Molly Crew, appetite for destruction.
Does somebody want to tell him?
Those are two different bands. Hello?
Yeah.
Turn that Guns and Butter down. Let's see. Guns and Butter. Dave Daffler. Hey, Obnoxious John. There's the bots running. Thanks for taking advantage of those. Brian and Dave, please like, share, and subscribe, and donate if you can. Obnoxious John. Yeah, and going back to the mommy thing, it's family dinner code for fucking. Apparently, to him it is. And please, the most asexual person that probably any of us know. Like he seems the least interested in sex of any of us. Why would he even think that anything that Mammy was saying would allude to sex? That is so crazy.
I think he's got a big ego. Somehow he's got this big ego, like really.
Or like I said, I think he's why would he think we're always trying to get him to talk about his interest in Ari Jane or women in general or anybody, and he almost shows no interest and shuts down. Yet he thinks that simply being asked to come to dinner is somehow sexual. Go ahead, Scott. I see you bringing the mic close.
No, I was debating on whether to say this or not. I guess I will now, because I don't. In West Virginia, after the show, he kind of rounded up a couple of West Virginia fives, I guess, and
okay.
I don't know what came of it or anything, but I think him and Zen was sharing a room, and I just remember Zen saying, "I don't want to." What do you think I'm going to do? Because Zen wasn't really into it. I think Zen was like, "What's he going to do? Watch?"
Yeah. I think nothing came of it because he never has sex. That's right. No one came at all. Nothing came of. No coming wasn't even involved, Scott. But yes, we witnessed that. We witnessed him go out and get those West Virginia honeys, and they were some fun-loving gals. You could see they were just some local girls that were out for a good time, and I don't think it would have been too hard to complete that transaction for either one of them. But yes, Ray was kind of arm in arm, and it was just crazy. But yeah, it's funny to see this guy who acts so asexual in these other ways, and then he's trying to be like that guy when he was out at the club, Scott. That was funny that night. Psychosocial saying, hiya, KB. Go ahead, buddy. What you got?
No, I was going to say, I didn't, just being a guy, I didn't want to blow up his spot or nothing if it was supposed to be a secret.
Yeah. As a bro, right, you don't want to blow up his game. You're kind of, you thumbs up and just shake your head and kind of show support without overly committing to it. But like, yeah, that's on you. Let's see. I love family dinners then, all right? You love family dinners. Yeah, if you're coming over for a family dinner, Stormee says family dinners go for fucking, and Comedian says, he says, then I love family dinners then. Yeah, me. Oh my goodness. Let's see. And get that on the smorgasbord. Kay is shouting out psychosocial. Stormee is laughing. Feed me, please. Let's see. Great part 1 interview with Ari Jane. Looking forward to part 2. Thank you, Jenna. Yes, I think I saw some of y'all in the chat that day. It was a Saturday, I think it was, when she showed that. And it was good because, like, I think, was it Dalish or Daytime? One of the other ladies said it was good to just hear the ladies talking without being interrupted by men, those penis owning guys. And Stormee edited it and had like certain segments. And also, if you haven't had a chance, go ahead and go at Stormee on YouTube and watch the part 1 of the Ari Jane interview. It was very interesting. And yeah, she got to talk like without Ray talking over her or cutting her off or saying her sound quality sucks. I noticed that's a passive aggressive thing he does too. And maybe y'all can speak to this. You talk about how he's trying to shut down Ari Jane. There are some times where she's absolutely having no sound trouble at all, but she makes a point, and Ray will go, yeah, you gotta jump out and jump back in. You're not coming in right. Have you guys noticed that? That connection, or am I just crazy?
I can't say I have, but I ain't seen a lot of the recent Ray shows. I guess we're always on ourselves or something.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to catch it.
I noticed there's a couple times. Yeah, I know. With you guys doing like basically podcasting every day of the week, I understand that. But I have noticed that when he needs Ari Jane or somebody to talk to do one of these pop-up oblivious shows, he'll have her on there. Yeah, so
I've seen her on there quite a few times. So yeah.
All right, so let's see. Thank you. Got the great part 1. Terry Nees checking in saying Ray has distortive thinking and hearing, in my opinion. Comedy is his adaptation to it. He is a very trustworthy guy, but very frustrating. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I can't even say that I think he's a bad dude. I think he's misguided and oblivious. Maybe like innocence to him, if you will. But then when so many things kind of work in a favor that it looks like he manipulated them that way, you really have to second guess some of this. So
maybe
I think it's just
masterminding this whole thing and causing all this interest over,
That's what I say. It's the usual suspects. It's the Kaiser Soze thing. Here he is checking in. What's up? What's happening?
Not to change the subject or anything, but guess who I just found out we're having on BYB tonight?
Who you having?
Ray.
Rob Saul.
Rough Trade Rob, as Franklin Scheckler likes to call him. Shout out Franklin Scheckler.
He said that was funny.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was waiting what name he was going to spit out, Scott, based on that look on his face too. I'm like, what name is he going to give us? Because it could have been a doozy. So shout out Rob Saul. See how that goes tonight. I know they did Levy Land first time after a couple weeks. Was it last week? That seemed to go over well.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. And of course, Jake was on there again. I think he might be becoming a permanent member of the show. I don't know.
You hooked up with him and his wife. Wow. You didn't know you were a freak like that. Sorry, I'm a hunt. It was okay and didn't last long. Oh, okay. I know what he meant. Hooked up with him and his wife. All right, I'm catching up now. Yeah, we hooked up at the show, Obnoxious John. Son of a bitch. That's it. Ray stole the joke. LOL. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. My lost interest. Okay. Carissa says, what a douche. Sorry, Stormee. I'm not a comedian. And neither is Ray. Carissa says, oh, shit. I just write jokes down no one ever sees. Well, that's Ray's definition of a comedian lately, Stormee. That's what he does, too. He writes down jokes that no one ever sees or hears. Let's see. You know, it was funny, guys, last week because I do this show, and, I had my passionate statement about Ray, right? So I go up after the show, and my wife says, well, I really, really heard you down there today. And I was like, oops, really? Because I'm down here in my basement. I keep the door closed. I got my little podcast cockpit kind of studio thing right here. And so I was really surprised. And she was like, so did you talk about this with Ray in advance or anything? And I'm like, no, I didn't even know I was going to go on air and say that shit. So I just thought that was a little funny side story, and that, I really didn't know how far my voice was traveling. And I knew I was being demonstrative, but I didn't know if I was being too loud or not. But when I went up after the show, she was like, boy, I could really hear you down there today. So I knew I must have had a doozy of a show, because if she said something like that. So let's see. Well, joke theft, Kyoto Whiskers says.
That's right, joke theft.
Also, ooh. So I'm not overthinking it. Glad to know. No, you're not. I know Stormee threw that out there, and she was being fair about it. She was like, I want to know if anybody else thinks that Ray stole my joke. So she didn't just go from zero to that right away. She kind of asked us, and I think that we all agreed, and I think we all agreed here today. People in the chat are agreeing too, Stormee, so you're good. And Stormee is funny, and Ray isn't. There you go. Well, like I say, thanks, Mr. Blue Sky. Carissa, he owes you money for writing that joke, Stormee. There you go. What do you think about that? I like that idea. Pay up, Ray. But you know what he's going to pay? He's just going to pay in like cheeseburgers and Pepsi or something.
Yeah, right. Something that he stole from a show,
Something later, but need you to remember.
Somebody's rookie card.
All right. I'm going to send you something later, but need you to remember Martinsburg. Okay. All right. What's the last play you played? Ray thinks all the chicks dig him. And I don't know, for such an asexual dude. He's very weird. What's up? B-double-D checking in. Just getting here. What have I missed? You did miss we're just hanging out with the chat family. We have such a great time. I mean, all I did was we started out with talking to the chat. I haven't even gotten to the National Day or any of my regular things. So you haven't missed much of nothing yet, Big Daddy Dodo. Because we have this chat I can't even keep up with. We got 22, 25 people in here live. Many people watch after the fact. So glad you're here. Thanks, everybody. Ray bashing. Well deserved, though. That's what we're up to, Big Daddy Dodo. We're Ray bashing. Yeah, I don't, no rants or anything, but I think we had to clear something up. I can't just do a rant and then not follow up on it. Plus, he's still out there stirring the pot, so we got to talk about it a little bit. And like Shuli says, even if he goes away from the network, it doesn't mean these stories will necessarily go away. But I don't know. Ray was telling Shuli basically this morning that he don't have the backbone to fire Ray. What do you guys think about that? Do you think Shuli will ever get rid of Ray first?
I
think he really will, but he's just using him a little bit for this.
I don't know. I mean, it seemed to that it's come to that a few times, and it never happened yet. So I don't know.
I think eventually it will.
And it's funny because Shuli is so like resilient as far as like taking shots and people coming in from all angles saying, "Oh, you're a hack pack this and a Wrangler and all, whatever," and he'll just take things. So the fact that he has Shuli to a boiling point to where he's even considering this, it tells me a lot about Shuli's aggravation level about some of this. I mean, he's dealt with whack packers and Ray's got him losing his fucking mind. Imagine that. So let's see. The Pooh Man. What's up? Afternoon, friends. Just waking up after one too many brewskis last night. Hey, Replayables wasn't on last night. What are you doing, bro? You have to catch us this Wednesday because I believe, I'm pretty 99% sure that this Wednesday, don't know the time yet, probably be 9 p.m. East, maybe 8. We'll have to see. But check your local listings. Shuli Network 2, midweek Replayables. We'll be doing that, so look for that. We can't wait till Friday. We're going to be having our brewskis on that night. Chris Mack says, afternoon, Poon. Afternoon, Chris. Oh, I still have to listen to it. I'll do it today. Okay, maybe she meant the interview.
I'll be back in a moment. My back teeth are floating.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we don't have llama time on this show, but be right back. Let's see. Yeah, that was kind of embarrassing. One thing that you did miss, Scott, when I had Bob Levy on?
Yeah.
I had him on and it was great and we were talking. Well, bro, I was down in like the coffee and the water and I'm here doing like the pee-pee dance for like a half hour in my chair. People probably noticed me. It got so bad. Scott. I finally had to say, hey, Bob, answer this question. I said, I hate to have you take over my show, but I had to have him answer a question from the chat and run to the bathroom real quick. So sometimes you need to get away. But look, wait a minute. Now, you never seen Michael Jackson and Diana Ross in the same room at the same time. But I'm also going to say you never seen Bobbynic and Stormee Chamberlain in the same room at the same time. What is going on? Bobbynic leaves and Stormee shows up. I don't know. And there's been wigs purchased. Is this Stormee? Is this you? Is that you?
It's me.
She got internet. Let's say that's Stormee. She don't have Bobbynic shirt on. It's Stormee. What's up? How you doing?
Good. I'm using my phone right now. I'm trying to figure it out. It's difficult. It's a lot different when you have to go back to using your phone.
Yeah, because it's something I know we started out doing that and you got to set it up just right. I saw Kevin Brennan when his shit went out like last week. He's like breaking his arm trying to hold it up. At least you seem smart enough to have it like stabilized and you're not doing this the whole time. Kevin was like doing that the whole time and they were like, set it down. It almost looks the same. And he was like, I don't have no good place to sit it. It was funny just seeing that.
I bought like a $5 like stand thing a long time ago for my phone. And I haven't used it since I've had to, since I got the setup with the computer and figured it all out. And now I had to dig like in a box and find it.
I thought you were going to say like me because I've done the same thing. I bought like little lights and some little pedestals and stands and all. And then when it comes time you need them, I can't find the damn thing. It's like, oh, I know I have the perfect thing in this house for this situation and I can't find the damn thing. So I was definitely relating to you when you said that.
Oh yeah. It's a struggle sometimes.
Hey,
so how's
Stormee.
it go?
Good to see ya.
Oh, they are back. They are in the same room at the same time. Okay. Well, did you hear my theory, Bobbynic, when you were off screen? I said you never seen Diana Ross and Michael Jackson in the same room at the same time, and then you disappeared, and then Stormee came on, so I got a little suspicious.
We are not the same person. We are not the same person.
Okay. Because I know that there have been some wigs purchased. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to get too much away if I did. Let's see. Sorry. All right. Chris Mag, were you sober enough to remember my exquisite trolling of the liberal lawyer during Dork Court? Let's see. Was that Vince, I guess, the liberal lawyer? Let's see. Ray is a waste of sperm. Okay. Wow. That's interesting. Poon. Chris Mag shouting out to Poon. Poon is shouting out Dave. Psychosocial. Daniel Poon. So yeah, had a good night then. He's laughing at. Yep, about the beer. LOL. No, I got to rewatch that. Stormee, we got a great show today. We have an active chat. I'm having such a hard time keeping up with it.
I know. I could tell whenever I was on my way home, I was watching the phone, just the chat.
Yeah, and Scott thinks he's like, I think this is a trick. They're messing with her or something. Like, no, Scott, I think they're actually enjoying themselves, bro. Yeah. Chris Mack says his brain was in a pretzel. He was comparing me to Kumia by the end. I think that's when he figured out he had been had. I was talking about German colonies in Africa being well managed. Okay, that's some serious stuff. And what about Ray falling for the 100th time for Obnoxious John coming in as Kevin Brennan during his stream the other night? Did you see that?
That was funny.
Oh yeah, I didn't really see it, but OJ told me about it, and I was like, oh my god, yeah.
But you've seen the bit before. OJ's done it with the exact same Kevin Brennan reel where Kevin's acting like he's trying to get the camera going. He's like, hey, and Ray's going, come on, tune in. He's trying. I'm like, how many times do you have to do the same exact bit until Ray gets it? I don't know.
Well, he got us that one time with Bob Levy, because
and we already knew it.
Jake had just said on our show that he had sent the link to Bob Levy, so I really thought it was the real Bob Levy that popped in, and it was OJ.
And that's why when I got Bob Levy to come on the show 2 weeks ago, and he popped in. Sorry, Scott, I don't mean to keep bringing this up again, but when he popped in, I saw it was like Stevie Lou and Bobbynic and Stormee, and you're doing this. You're like,
I know. I was like, no.
Is this really Bob Levy? Because you had already been had a couple times. I had to convince you guys. I'm like, no, this is the actual Bob Levy I got, damn it.
Yeah, then I seen the background, and I'm like, oh, shit. Bob Levy.
But that's how aware you are of the Obnoxious John bit that you knew not to even trust anybody that looked like Levy. So shout out to Obnoxious John. But I had the real Bob Levy on here a couple weeks ago. Thank you, brother. He retweeted this show today. So hopefully that's why some of you are here. Because of his retweet. Kay says, oh, damn. Chris Max says, the Germans massacred the Nambians. Okay. We're getting heavy deep in here. Levy Land was epic. Yes, it was good. Good return episode. Those guys have been off a couple weeks. Imagine they'll be on again tomorrow. Poon Man says, oh, you mean that turd Tremblay. I definitely got to rewatch that, Chris. All right. No crosstalk in the chat, okay? Hello. Big Daddy. Are you still in the doghouse? She gets a kiss because she's my big sister. She gets the big applause. She wants to know Big Daddy Dodo is still in the doghouse. That was an epic episode. We had the ladies on this past Friday, but before that, we had Big Daddy Dodo on. He made hit the like bucket. He made that a thing rather than a like button. And we're probably going to get some shirts that says I hit that like bucket. And while we're talking about hitting the like bucket, go on my page right now. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up for me. I appreciate it.
You know, I have an idea that just popped into my head. The like bucket. What if you have a bucket of the beer on it?
Hey.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what's so great, Stormee. I love things that happen organically like that. I mean, we were in the second hour of the show, and Big Daddy Dodo was just like, "Hey, hit that like bucket," and then he caught himself the next day on rewatching. He goes, "I think I called it a like bucket." So I love when things just happen naturally and spontaneous like that. So you're gonna be seeing some like bucket stuff. And shout out Space Chief 75 because that dude is always kicking out like the freshest, dopest drawings. He put out a cool tweet. I don't know if I didn't pull it up to share, but he has one where somebody's laying on a gurney with their arms up, and it says, I survived replayables. Right. So I thought that was 100 proof podcasting. Shout out Space Chief 75. We're trying to get the artwork into like the network and get it to Melton so that when you go to the Shuli Network shop, you'll be seeing some replayable stuff on there soon. So look for that down the road. We can't wait to get that out and get those I survived replayable shirts out to people that did survive in these circles. I mean, Daniel Poon. No, it just took me a minute. I really need to catch up here. The chat replays on Twitch, right? Let's see. Shuli won't do it. Even Sans Cigarettes. They're trying that whole thing again. I think so. Carissa's shouting out replayables. Poon Man. I put that doofus on the pay no mind list, Chris. Hey, Cupcake, what's going on, man? American Cupcake. Shout out. Poon Man says Cupcake. Carissa is shouting out Stormee. Cupcake shouting out Poon. Okay. Stormee looking like fire. Fire. Carissa, FKB. Seems to be a sentiment everyone likes. Stormee is thanking everyone for the love and the compliments. Oh, no. Not VTL. A different lawyer. Sorry, I'm cross-talking. Yeah, no cross-talking in the chat. What you do? Look, see? KB knows the rules, see? She knows. No cross-talk in the chat. She's chat family. It's okay. I don't mind here. I'm gonna kick you off like April will. See, Poon, but see, people, you're getting enforced. You're getting self-enforced in the chat. I don't have to do it. See, crosstalk in the chat. Poon and Kay sharing the love with each other. Justin goes, I got had today too. So, okay. He got had today by them joining the show. Let's see. LOL. Okay. Hey, Justa. Big Daddy Dodo. He's not in the doghouse and everything is cool, Kathy. He's giving the love. There she is, checking in. P.S. with Ari Jane. Were your ears burning, girl, or were you just tuning in? We were talking about you a little bit. Of course, we always got to bring up Ray. We don't always make him the focus, but we got to talk to him about him. But what we really were talking about was the part 1 of the interview that Stormee released with you over the weekend, Stormee. That was good. I watched that over the weekend.
Did anybody find it? Did anybody find it interesting what the PS stands for? You revealed that on that show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot people don't know about Ari that kind of gets swept to the side because Ray's trying to put her in a shadow.
I think there's a lot of truth to that, and I do think that when he acts like he doesn't have a problem with her doing these shows, but he's kind of talking out both sides of his mouth and his brain. I think he kind of does, and he doesn't do a good job hiding it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is good, and that's what people were pointing out. Stormee, is that people appreciated that Ari Jane got to talk kind of like uninterrupted and by Ray or anything, and got to have a good serious back and forth with you. But I like some of the production stuff you did. I like how you broken that into segments. So that was pretty neat, because I was watching it with the feel. Everything we do is live, so I watch things with a live mindset. It took me seeing some of your edits to realize that it wasn't live, so it was really well done. So if you really want to see, get to know Ari Jane a little more, go to @Stormee on YouTube and watch those parts of that YouTube video as she releases them. Chris Mack says, afternoon, Ari Jane. Carissa also said, Big Daddy Dodo was great on the show. Yeah, he was, man. I mean, it seemed every time we think a show can't get better, whether it be Red Bob Levy quotes or Big Daddy Dodo or the ladies, every show just keeps getting better and better. We so appreciate your showing up every week, whether it be Wednesday or Fridays, and giving us the love and the super chats and just the love in general and the activity. I love going back and watching replayables because the fun in the chat is amazing. It's so hard to keep up with. And it's fun going back and seeing after the fact how much people enjoyed the show. Cheers. Cheers at PS with Ari Jane from Psychosocial. Afternoon, Chris Mack from Ari Jane. Carissa, welcome, Ari Jane. I like, what was it? Dr. Chow, he was in the chat earlier in the BS show, and he said, everybody's here just saying hello to Ari Jane. And he seemed surprised by that. And I'm like, man, that's what just chat family does. Like especially when somebody shows up late, normally they get a lot of love and people showing up like, hey, how you doing? So yes, Ari does get a lot of love in the chat. Let's see. Big Daddy Dodo says, BF, I'm telling, I don't even remember the second hour of that episode. Yeah, when you named hit that like bucket. So hit that like button on BF Live too. Stormee is shouting out PS Ari Jane. She says, PS says, cheers to you, Psychosocial. And she says, love you, Stormee. And she's giving thanks. And thank you to Carissa from Ari Jane. Let's see. A couple of people knew. She said it before, I think. Yes, the PS. But do people know? I haven't seen anybody put it in the chat yet. All these people, they think they know what PS means, but I haven't seen nobody throwing it in the chat yet. But I happen to know. Oh dang, LOL. Stormee is smart. Oh shit, there you go. Poon Man says hello, Ari with the heart. PS. Ari Jane says poon party. It's a poon. Ain't no party like a poon party. All right, and Stormee giving the love back. PS. Ari Jane, I love you too. And I'm caught up with the chat so far. That is awesome. You guys are freaking awesome. That I'm like an hour and 25 into the show. We've had nothing but great, fun conversation, lots of activity, and I can't even keep up with the chat. So I love and appreciate all of you. Let's do a little National Day thing. Got a little National Day thing I want to run here, and let's do that stuff. Boom and boom. It's time for it's National 3, 2. All right, let's do our National Day thing then. Let's do it. Today is August 7th. Labor Day is going to be up our ass before you know it, y'all. I'm just trying to give people warning because I like enjoying the summer, and I just know that it's going to kick my butt, so I like keeping myself aware of how much of the summer I have left to enjoy. So enjoy it while it's here. But here, let's get into our National Days, our National Day calendar. Today is August 7th, as I said before. Let me get my banner up here. And today is Purple Heart Day. So that is a military award day, very serious combat award. Today, August 7th is also National Raspberries and Cream Day. Interesting. August 7th also is National Sea Serpent Day. And National Lighthouse Day is August 7th. So let's see. I'd say we honor our veterans and like fill in the blanks a little bit for about Purple Heart Day. So I know it's a highly coveted, one of the highest military honors. So Purple Heart Day, August 7th. Purple Heart Day on August 7th commemorates the creation of the oldest American military decoration for military merit. The Purple Heart honors the men and women who are of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. During the American Revolutionary War, the badge for military merit decorated 6 known soldiers. And I'll just go ahead and read the hashtag real quick. It says, hashtag Purple Heart Day. General George Washington created the Badge of Merit in 1782. Washington intended the honor to be presented to soldiers for any singularity meritorious action. Its design included a purple heart-shaped piece of silk bound with a thin edge of silver across the face. The word merit was embroidered in silver. While the badge symbolized courage and devotion of an American patriot, no one knows who designed the award. So that is one of the highest military honors. So we appreciate for those of you who served, and that much more if you earned a Purple Heart. So that was our little National Day thing today. We saw a couple. We talked about
3, 2.
Shaver. What's on the crosstalk again in the chat? Coon Shaver.
It is civic holiday today in Canada.
Do we have a Canadian corner? Do you have something you want to tell us today?
No, I don't even know what the fuck it is. I know it's been around for a long time, but I'm not even sure what it is. It's just a holiday that comes around, and the banks are closed and doctors' offices and shit. And that's all I know about it.
We're off today, eh? I don't know,
Yeah.
eh? Let's see. Bye all. Off to the grind. Great show, BF. Thank you, Carissa. Thank you for a great chat, family. I appreciate that. You go get your grind in. I hope you're a little happier and you're a little in a better mood than everybody else grinding with you, girl. So we appreciate you. Until next time. Stormee shot with the purple hearts. That's right. She knows that. It's Purple Heart Day. Salute. There you go. Just a guess. All right. Let's see what else I got for you. Ba-boom. All right. Take a little drink of water here. I'm parched. All right. So let's see. Yeah, we talked about, we're going to talk a little bit more about replayables, but I know I like to do the history day, so let's get into that. Let's see what's going on with the history day. I know Dave Daffler. Where Dave Daffler? He normally likes ruining this bit for me by reading ahead. So we'll get ahead with this. Let's see. Before he gets ahead of me, let me get on here. So I always say on BF Live, we like to have fun, but if you're not careful, you might learn something before it's done. Let's see. All right. So today, August 7th, that's right. 1942, on this day, in August 7th, 1942, the Japanese airfield on Guadalcanal was seized by the Allies. In the Allies' first major offensive in the Pacific Theater during World War II, U.S. Marines on this day in 1942 landed in Guadalcanal and captured an airfield from Japan, sparking a battle that lasted some 6 months. So that happened on this day, August 7th of 1942. Notable birthdays on August 7th this day, is a Sidney Crosby, Canadian hockey player, Bobbynic. Let's see. Born on this day was Charlize Theron, easy on the eyes, South African-born actress. Also from the X-Files, this day in 1960, American actor David Duchovny was born. Let's see. I don't know who Bibi Bikala is, or Mata Hari, the Dutch dancer and spy, was born on this day. All right. That was our history calendar stuff. Close that up. All right. So I happened talking about the World War II in Guadalcanal and just kind of current events. I happened to go see. I didn't go. You have Oppenheimer, Barbieheimer. So what do you guys think I went to see? Oh, well, I kind of gave it away, didn't I? I want to see Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
I'm a heterosexual male.
Yeah, I didn't take you as a Barbie guy.
Yeah, I kind of like when I put it out there as a guess. I'm like, this. I don't think this is going to be a hard guess for anybody. I don't think I come off like a Barbie guy. I did go see Oppenheimer, and I will say it was a long movie. It was like over 3 hours long, but I enjoyed it. If you're like if you like movies, it's a good movie for that. And if you like history on top of it, and you like kind of learning something or seeing the nuances of of what happened, I think you'll like that too. You know, I enjoy like depictions of history, and I knew a little bit about the story. I learned it through like other documentaries and all. So it was interesting to kind of compare notes about what you kind of thought you knew from the documentary compared to the actual movie. And I will say it's well done. It's well produced. It has like incredible sound editing in it because they make a big deal of like using silence and using explosions, because obviously it was like one of the big explosions in the history of mankind. So it's kind of big on sound. And also if you get a chance and you want to see it, I'd recommend it. I think it was good. It got a little drawn out near the end because they focused on the unfair hearings that Dr. Oppenheimer kind of went through when he wouldn't go along with the hydrogen bomb program. So they kind of drug that part out a little bit at the end. But otherwise, it was a really good movie, and it moved pretty good. Let's see. Daniel Poon says Barbenheimer. Yes. Barbie, whatever they were calling it. Yeah. Have you guys, you ever see either of those movies? Or I don't know if anybody's interested in seeing Barbie or not. Have your kids showed any interest in seeing Barbie, Stormee?
My daughter, yeah.
I was curious. Yeah, I know you got. So who are you going to like take her? Do you have any interest, or how are you going to handle that?
Well, I think I might take her, but I just wanted to wait. I didn't want to, because I didn't know what was going to happen in it. And with today, I wasn't sure if it would be something I would be okay with or not. With her seeing it.
Like they'd be anatomically correct.
Yeah, I wasn't that, and who knows
correct.
what else these days.
Or correct. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of interested in finding out, like, for somebody like you, because that's such a it looks like it's created for kids with all the colors and the Barbie aspect of it, but I understand there are some like adult themes that run through it too. So
yeah, I watched a review on it yesterday on some podcast, Rated G with Gary Garcia, I think is his name. And,
okay, yeah, I know you. Yeah,
he did a review on it, and the stuff he was talking about that's in it, like I guess, spoiler alert. I guess she goes to like the gynecologist's office or something.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Towards the end of it, so I'm like, whoa. I'm not sure my daughter would even know what that is, but you know.
Yeah, and that's funny because if your kid's of a certain age and if they get that, they're going to get home, but mommy, Barbie don't have that and Ken don't have this and all, and it could lead to a bunch of other, you know, if it's over sexualized or too overly adult, you wouldn't want to take a kid that's not quite there yet. They don't really understand, or you'd have to explain the movie after the fact.
Yeah, and she's just 5, so she's just coming to start kindergarten. So I don't know, and she picks up on everything. I called Andrew an asshole the other day. And she said it after I did. Yeah. So.
Well, that was funny.
We had to say lasso instead. So hopefully that'll.
You were able to change it. You were able to change it.
Good luck on why that lasts. But like I told you in our private chat, like if she don't, or maybe said it on the show, if she don't hear it from you, she's going to hear it from somebody. Yeah. So at least she got it from you for some guidance, because like you said, they pick up on everything. And when they get over a friend's house or they're over a certain one's house, you know, that's when we all know when we were kids, that's when we heard like some words or saw some things that we shouldn't see. And, you know, I struggled with that too. Like, at what point do you protect your child's innocence, or do you be proactive about it? So it's tough to make that choice, but sometimes the world makes the choice for you, unfortunately, or many times it does.
My goal is to try and mold a relationship with her as she gets older, where she's comfortable to come ask me anything, even if it's something she's embarrassed about or it's wrong, and know that she won't get in trouble for asking. Because I'd rather her learn the right way than to assume something.
Yeah, it's important. And if she don't have that, and she's learning from outside family members, like, and you can't control it, like I said, that's why I think it's beneficial. At least that's good that you're having that kind of relationship with her, that, you know, that if she hears something, she can come to you about it. Let's see. American Cupcake says, yeah, that's my favorite thing. What little kids, that they can barely talk, but they hear a swear word once for the first time and they can repeat it with eloquence. Yeah, that's right. It's something. And because like sometimes they react to your reaction, like when you bite your tip and they go, "Ooh, I shouldn't have said that." Sometimes they know that it's something cool to say by that, but sometimes it seems it's just intuitive. Like it just they hear that something about the pitch or the way the word was said, and I think we all kind of can remember that when we were younger. You were like, "Ooh, that's something that I don't normally say, and you're not supposed to be saying," but it was like a cool aspect to it. Yeah, there was a cool aspect about cussing for real. Let's see. Psychosocial saying, lasso. I'm going to use that one. Lasso.
It was
when
easy. She's missing her front teeth, so she kind of had that lisp already.
Right. Yeah.
So I was able to use it.
Yeah. When my daughter was young, and she started dropping, words like that. I had a lot of friends over all the time, and they were the ones who were dropping those words that she was repeating. So I created a swear jar, and I mean it helped a little bit, but
like our OnlyFans jar for Andrew.
Right. There was a lot of money at the end of the week, though. Still. So
yeah.
It was like I tried.
Then after a while, you start cussing about the jar. Let's see.
Right.
Fuck that jar. I see checking in. It's Taz. Whoop. Let me move. Taz checking in. Hi, Taz, the resident artist. Hello, how are you doing? There's Stormee giving a shout out back. Coda Whisker says, when I was 5, I used the word shag at the dinner table, baby. My parents were very confused how I knew it. Yeah. And like we say, I learned it from you. I learned it from watching you. Right. It's like the comment was made before, how they can, American Cupcake said about how they can pick them up so eloquently. They can be in another room. There's just something about the tone or the delivery or something about curse words that kids know intuitively.
Does anyone else have trouble not laughing when it happens? I know I'm supposed to get on to her or like try to correct her or kind of like.
Please.
I laugh. I can't help it.
Well, it's tough. I mean, I can remember many lip biting where you're like, God damn, that was funny. You had to turn and bite your lip because, right, and then that's when you really see your kind of sense of humor being thrown back at you through their DNA and everything. But yes, I've had times where I've struggled laughing too. When I was younger, we had my nephew. He would say fire truck. He would say fire fuck. Fire fuck. And he would get excited and he would go, look, there's a fire fuck. And so of course, I was a teenager then, so I thought it was funny. Anytime I saw a fire truck, I pointed out to him, look, what's that over there? Fire fuck. Fire fuck.
The innocence in their voice is what makes it even more funny. It's just, I can't help it. I can't help it. Like, we were in the drive-thru yesterday at McDonald's, and the week before she had saw something on TV where a guy was wearing a black ski mask and he was a robber or something. Well, there was another guy who had something on and she thought it was a mask or something in the drive-thru, and I think he was just like pulling his shirt or something over his head. And we're in the drive-thru and nobody hears her but me and the lady in the drive-thru, and she was like, Mom, is that black guy a robber? I'm like,
oh boy.
Oh no.
All right, what they say, out of the mouths of babes, right? Like you said, and with the little innocent tone to their voice. Yeah. Let's see. American Cupcake says, I'm talking about a 2 or 3-year-old kid was just learning to talk. My ex-wife really didn't speak English when the kids were little, so they said an English swear word. You know, it came from me. Where did they learn that? Right. Well, you're the only one that learned English, bro, so it falls on you. That's funny. Here he is. He was on air with Jake, but now he's here in our chat. It's Chris Tidwell checking in, Godfather of podcasting, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Shuley Network. He says, when my little brother was young, his TRs all came out as F's. Right, there you go. That's the same thing with my nephew. I would try to get him in trouble all the time, but there you go. See, Chris is the exact same thing. Truck and fire truck. It's an older brother thing for sure. There you go, bro. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And American Cupcake says, LOL, big brother power. It's great to see y'all in here having fun and relating to us in the chat. Let's see. One of the things I like to do, it's a real short one, and I think I'm just going to do this for the multiple comedic value of it. Let's do our little, ha-ha history moment. Let's get into that. In honor of Mike, who wasn't on the show today. You know, Mike Morse wasn't on the show this morning.
Yeah.
I wonder
did
why.
they ever explain? I don't think they
Nah.
did.
But I would much rather him being on the show, because now I'm just imagining him just having sex when he's not on air. It's like, I I don't want to know that. That's gross. So let's see. I love busting his balls about having sex, but it really is gross. Okay, so let's see. This day in haha history, August 7th, right? That's right, August 7th, 1820. First potatoes planted in Hawaii. In protest, Idaho farmers start planting macadamia trees. Okay. Haha. Okay. For that and other humorous observations, pick up your copy of Haha History on Amazon.com today. Mike Morris took the day off. Let's see. All right. We're up on that. Hey, Scott, I know that on Sports Heads on Friday, we had talked about the fact that there was going to be a Jake Paul-Nate Diaz fight on the weekend, and you said, what did you think? First, tell us your thoughts about before the fight, because I know we know what happened now, but tell us what you thought about the fight going into it.
Well, I thought it was going to be Nick Diaz. I don't really care. There's that close up. I don't really.
I'll take it off. That's like your first couple words, letting you know that you have the floor. Go ahead, buddy.
There's I thought Diaz would win on the Jake Paul thing. I don't really know them but from what I've learned about it, they get these big fights without deserved, fights, and
yeah.
But they're winning too, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, I know that you kind of, when we left Sports Head, you were like, well, I hope that Diaz just kind of beats his ass. And you definitely had like an opinion about it, because I could tell that you have a problem, like a lot of people do. These kids just got famous off of their notoriety from being like YouTube stars.
Yeah, they didn't have to work for it. They're like a process, to be a real fighter, but then they're doing what they're their fame has really like fed their dreams and their abilities. So Jake Paul had the fight over the weekend, but Logan Paul also had a wrestling match in WWE. So not only were these guys in getting these jobs and doing these professional matches on a high level just from being YouTube stars, but they were both performed on international stages on the exact same day. So my understanding is that Logan, after he beat Ricochet at SummerSlam, he got on a plane and flew to Detroit, I think, or where was it? I can't remember where it was. Was it Texas? Wherever it was Dallas. It might have been Dallas, where the fight was, to see his brother. And so at the end of the fight, Scott, I don't know if you saw it, but his brother was in the ring, still in his WWE gear, congratulating Jake Paul on the fight. Did you see that? I was able to watch the fight after the fact, but then when I found out who won, I didn't even want to watch it.
I was thinking of you the whole time, because I will say about the fight, I've seen many boxing matches in my life, and it really wasn't a bad fight. The Diaz didn't really have like a lot of strength in his punches. He had like this kind of weird, tight kind of combo when he would get close, Scott. But Jake was really getting the shots in on him. He had his eye rocked in the first round. Diaz's eye, he had it going and swollen in the first round, but it went the whole 10 rounds, and I've seen less entertaining fights before. So I thought it was a real good fight, but some stuff happened afterwards. I was going to share a little bit of the news story that happened afterwards here, because some stuff went down, and I guess it's probably more common than we realize, but it says right here, let's see. It says, get the ads off the freaking screen. Let's see. Jake Paul's win over Nate Diaz was marred by brawling fans in Dallas. It says the staff tries to intervene after chaos breaks out and punches are traded in the arena. So you see this all too often, where people show up to the show and all of a sudden they think they are the show and they're going to get there. Well, I'm going to fight too, damn it. So I'll show you. It says a fight broke out following Jake Paul's victory over Nate Diaz on Saturday night, with supporters brawling on the concourses of the American Airlines Center in Dallas. It says Paul returned to his winning ways inside the ring, dropping Diaz in the 5th round. Oh, yeah, he dropped him a little bit. Yeah, he stumbled him in the 5th round, but it ended up being a unanimous decision through the judges. So that was like, yeah, he got him down like one time. He got like Diaz off balance. But it goes on to say that later on Saturday, the violence spread to the corridors of the arena, where several fans became embroiled in fights between themselves. Supporters stood back as a number of clashes broke out, with men thrown to the floor and punches traded, while staff and onlookers tried to break it up. So you can see there's some of the photos right here. See, it looks like a security guy maybe getting tacked. I mean, and other people just like standing around looking. There you go. There, guys on the floor fighting in the aisle. So people get carried away when they go to these events. And there's of course, there's always a woman who's going to come in and think she can come in between swinging punches and calm a bunch of assholes down. And it never seems to go too well. Let's see. a viewing gallery. Oh, there's a shot that he connected there, Scott.
Yep.
He got a couple shots in, and you can see one. That's definitely one right there. It took a lot of time for Diaz to like really warm up. He really didn't seem like he had much power behind his punches. And there, what's it? Logan Paul shows up. There's in his WWE gear with his eternal black eye, watching his brother. And then there were some fights and skirmishes that happened outside of the ring amongst the camps, even after the fight. So I guess we can't be too surprised when violence leads to violence. But there you go. So that was that. So that kind of happened over the weekend. So I was wondering what Scott thought about that in light of the fact that we talked about it on Sports Heads, brother.
Yeah, I was bummed out about it. Real bummed.
Terry Nee says, I think Stormee should replace Joe. Just kidding. We'll be pushing that. We'll be pushing that though. I got a message for Terry Nee from Joe. Right, here it is.
When in Rome.
Oh, not the wrong message. How about this one? There it is. There's the message for that was from Joe right there. All right. Cut of the jib. Super chat $4.99. Oh, don't mess with my head like that, bro. Don't be fucking around, Chris. Let me check my phone, bro. Hang on a second. Check my phone.
They did that to me this weekend, and I believe for 24 hours. I went and bragged to people about.
He really did. I feel bad now.
Yeah.
But
it was like a transparent graphic with like a super chat in the corner, and so it looked like a legit one, but sorry.
Yeah. And, the thing is, we were actually only on Rumble at the time, so it was impossible.
I want to thank.
I took off to the bathroom and went and bragged about it while I guess they released or revealed that it was just a fake. And so I come back and missed the big reveal, and I went all day.
We just assumed you knew because it was on Rumble, I guess.
Right,
and I forget you don't really know about how all that works. I just assumed.
Yeah.
See, why using Scott's lack of knowledge about these things to mess with his head? Poor guy thought he done scored a lot of money. Well, I don't see the $4.99 yet there, Chris, but I'll keep looking. But until then, I want to thank Dave Daffler, $5 Rayectomy stream. It is a Rayectomy stream. We're getting our Ray out. We're gonna cut the Ray out. We cut the Ray out.
It was like a prank weekend full of pranks. I had a black screen I would pop up.
Oh, you messed me up.
Computer was messed up.
You messed me up bad with that one, Stormee, because just before the show, I had my USB port hub cycling through, shutting all my shit off and on again. And I was like, oh no, is something going on with my computer? I'm like, is the screen black for everyone?
Jerry fell
Scott?
for it too.
You see, Scott, it's hard enough. These people,
because he's had troubles with his computer too.
They know what they're doing, and people causing jokes causes you to turn your shit off and change your settings and everything, bro. So you're constantly chasing like settings depending on what conditions are going on that day. So Stormee, was that like an intentional joke, or did you just use the fact that you've been having like crappy internet problems and you just went ahead with it?
Honestly, I don't remember what we were talking about, but
Something brought it up, yeah.
Something had brought it up, but also the fact that Shayna always has what she calls a green screen because her tablet or whatever messes up and the screen turns green. So sometimes I pop one up like that.
You got me with that one a month or two ago. You did like a whole green screen bit, and she was like, my whole screen has like a green tint to it. And then I come on and doing a show one day, and I didn't know that it was a bit, and Stormee put up like a green screen, and so everybody's shit was green. And I'm like, hey, I got the same problem. What is this? These internet problems contagious? And meanwhile, it's like just Stormee just messing around over there.
Yeah, and then Jerry, he got into a fight with, I guess, the concrete of his floor over the weekend or whatever. He had his eyeball on.
Yeah.
Jerry Lahane?
You got to come back.
No.
Jerry Shepherdini.
Oh, Shepherdini. Well, of course.
Guy.
Well, come on. He's an Irish dude, right?
Not a black guy.
Scottish
a
dude.
black
Excuse
eye.
me. Oh, a black guy. He got a black guy stuck in his eye.
Not a black guy.
A black guy.
Although I'm pretty sure that did happen earlier in the day, too. So.
Oh, hey, we'll keep his personal sex life off the air there, Bobbynic. I got a black guy. I want a black guy. You want a black guy? Let me see. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
There was a lot that happened over the weekend, I guess.
Well, I guess there's because y'all on air plenty of times for plenty of things to happen, Storm. And let me tell you, I mean, there's probably no shortage of time. that you guys are on the air. Did you see Jake having, I don't know if you were on air, you know, Jake was like in the BS chat, and then he jumped on and did like a little live stream in between BS and this show. So I told him to kind of save a little airtime for some of us, Jake, you know, save a little internet for us.
Yeah, he's turning into Andrew.
Yeah, we can't get Andrew to even take a break. We've tried to talk him into it. I really tried last night. He won't.
And that's the whole thing. We've talked about this, had many conversations about this, where even if you are the best of friends, even if you're the family, too much time around people is too much time around people. And Andrew always has that conflict because he's bored, and so much of this is podcasting is life to him, like literally. Like if Andrew isn't podcasting, he feels like he's not complete.
Right.
You know, he's turning over a new leaf, though. I feel like recently, I think maybe he's accepting some things that are going on with him, and he's actually, you know, we've all told him certain things that he says he might need to seek certain kinds of help for, and he's actually doing it now. So I think
that's
maybe
great.
It's a good thing.
Well, that's great. I mean, that is like everything. It can be like too much time on the air sometimes where people can grate to each other, but and like everything else in life, there's good and bad, and a lot of good things can come out of it too. So hopefully he's getting
to sleep with the camera on. Good gravy. Shut the damn thing off.
Yes, he has his sleep streams every night where you can just see Andrew in the pitch black. Right. It's tough because we all need time away from this, but sometimes he don't really appreciate that, or many of us can't do it. That's why I always like when Scott says, man, I just went out in the woods and got some air and I got away from this stuff, because I think we can all relate to that, and everybody can do that. I think I saw, was it KB, our friend KB, checking in. She said, I see you on Twitter, KB. You said you were out in the trails, I think out in Wyoming. She was kind of doing her thing. So
has a clone account that loves anal and wants to have raised babies.
I gotta meet that KB. Whoa, how's it going? Wait a minute. Do they understand that those mechanics aren't going to produce the product they want?
I had the same thought.
Like, wait a minute. If you're not going to get where you want to be if you like the one thing and you want the other. So hopefully they'll all figure out what holes they got to figure out on their own. Let's see. Let me go back to this because I kind of cut out doing the weather. The weather's kind of fun, but it was kind of a time filler thing, and everybody kind of knows the weather, where they're at. And we got so much other shit to talk about, but I will say that I am expecting some storms today. There's Stormee, so
just mark down thunderstorms for every day.
That's you. Stormee probably hates to see you want to see the forecast? I don't want to see the goddamn forecast. Let me guess. More rain, right?
The freaking lightning struck during one of the Rumble shows that we were doing, and fried my damn TV now.
Yeah.
Jesus, you cannot catch a break. I mean, I haven't heard of televisions getting fried since back in the days where you used to put an antenna on the roof, Stormee. How in the hell did your TV get fried?
It was plugged directly into the wall.
Yeah, you need some surge
that one
protectors.
was plugged directly into the wall. It was in the spare bedroom and plugged directly into the wall, and I had the DVD player going because we don't have any internet, so they can't watch or cable or anything. We can't watch TV, so they were watching a DVD. And then now it's no more TV or anything.
Now, how is that for them? Because I'm imagining, just from the age I think I know your kids are, they probably like kind of miss the DVD era, and they're used to just jumping on their shit. So how is that when they go to mess with the DVDs, or they're not bothered by it?
It's frustrating for me because they won't leave them alone. They're fascinated by them, but the cases and the characters, and then they want to pop them out and put them in by themselves, get them all fingerprinted up.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah,
that's why I was asking, like, how do a kid that wasn't brought up on physical data, they like treat it like, what is this? Like, they start beating on it and wondering what it is. I love those videos where they go have kids like try to play a VHS tape, like take this and figure out what you're supposed to do with it. I think those are some great viral videos. Big Daddy Dodo says they are supposedly they are going to rematch, but an MMA fight. Yeah, Big Daddy Dodo, I heard him make that kind of thing in the ring. Like, hey man, you came to me and boxed me boxing style. Jake is willing to go MMA, and so that might happen. I imagine it's going to be a really big payday because that's what they do. So we'll have to see if. Well, Scott, what do you think? Now you will lose your shit if you see Jake Paul lose to Diaz in an MMA fight, wouldn't you?
Oh my God.
So I don't know. We got one guy who might be looking forward to it or not. I don't know. Let's see. Cut of the Jib says, hey, Kay, I hope all is well with you as well. All right. And she says, I'm doing great. Doing great things. I'm doing great so far. Terry Nee is laughing. There are the links. Thank you. Thank you for Dave Daffler for the rayectomy chat. Thanks for everybody for the donations. I appreciate that. Psychosocial at Cut of the Jib. Cheers. And Cut of the Jib says, "Oh, I understand. I have a headache from the bad place, and I'm tired." Whoa. I don't want to ask where the bad place is. Oh. I don't want to know what your bad place is. I miss the fake K. I hope she's doing well. I haven't caught too much of the fake K. I did notice a fake
I took
fake Tiff.
screenshots.
Did you?
Because it was funny, and I knew the first thing was weird because it was asking Ray on a date, and so I was already like, "What the heck?" So I just sent her a message, and then by the time the message like just sent, then I seen that she liked anal and wanted to have Ray's babies and all this. So I was like, "Yeah, that's not you."
Oh, shit. I like somebody fake Tiff today because Tiff has the wrench on the Shuley Network now because she's such a great supporter and everything. They gave her a wrench, so you know when you're dealing with the real Tiff. But somebody come in to be a fake Tiff today, and I had to look twice. They got me. I read the thing before I looked for the wrench, and it said Tiff, Ray DeVito's #1 fan, and that's how I knew it was a lie because she is willing to pay whatever price it is. That is Tiff. She's willing to pay that to get Ray off the air. Shout out that's for her. At least I know
There was a fake Rob Saul one time that was flirting with me for a few weeks that I thought was really Rob Saul.
Yeah, right.
You were kind of upset it wasn't him, weren't you? Like, damn, I thought I was going to get some action. Rough Trade Rob. Had a Rough Trade Rob. Shout out Rob Saul.
Oh yeah, Chris Mack was in the chat too. He did see that, and it was also on Jake's stream too. Fake K was there too.
She was asking Ray to knock her up. He can't do that. We don't need Ray procreating. We got to get him. We got to get him spayed and or neutered.
Yeah,
Let's
we
see.
don't need any more.
Kay says yes, and the love of anal. Anyone who knows me a little bit knows that ain't my thing. Oh shit! Well, there you go. There you go. Check that off the list right there. Let's see. Haha. I blame all tech issues on YouTube. Yeah, there's that. There's them links. It was amazing. Let's see. I needed to clear my head. Yeah, I saw your pictures out there. You were out in nature and all, and I appreciate it. And it's good seeing that people do that because it reminds me, I get caught up in doing this like every day of the week too. So it does remind me, and it's still hard that, it is okay sometimes, like walk away from the computer and walk away from this. But I'm always having like a thought or something I want to produce. So I do spend a lot of time doing this in front of the computer. So good to be reminded at some point. Dave Daffler says, go ahead, Scott.
Sometimes when I get back from doing that, I didn't realize how bad I needed to do that when I got back until I got done with it. I didn't.
Yeah, and that's why I appreciate when you say it. It hits a switch for me. Like, oh yeah, that's the thing I'm supposed to do, and it's good to know that you do that. And then I seen Kay doing it, and it is good because, like I said, I really love doing this. There's 21 of you in here. People are watching after the fact. The likes and the views are going up every week. I love doing this stuff, but it's also important to have some time away.
Your like count is higher than the view count right now, so that's a good thing. Everybody that's been watching must like it.
Thank you. Thanks for pointing that out, Stormee. I hadn't noticed that yet. Dave Daffler says 2 or 3 prongs, Stormee.
It was 2.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
He knows he was doing the math. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the thing. I know we went through that phase in our house or having houses where things went from being 2-prong to 3-prong. And I knew that there was a reason for it. They were grounded, right? And people in my family had the bad habit of just like, oh, hell, I don't have the 3-prong. We're just going to take this little ground out of here. And it would stake, like Scott shaking his head, right? That's how you had to do it back in the day. If you didn't have like enough converters or anything, you had to run the risk of running something without that third ground prong in it. So it's something that we've all kind of had to do for one reason or another because you had to. You didn't have the proper outlet or whatever the case may be. But I guess it was kind of important in this case, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. We got another TV, and it's okay, but it's just a pain in the butt. It's just another thing to add to the list.
Right.
I know, and you got a hell of a list. I'm waiting for your list to get shorter, but let's see, I was so excited for you to hear you were like, you typed in our message, I'm going to get internet, and I was like, damn, it feels like Christmas. Stormee getting the internet back.
Yeah, it'll be the 18th before they come out here, though. That's what sucks. But I've tried to see if they could come sooner, but they can't, I guess. But T-Mobile is going to give me it's not very much, but 300 gigabytes of data, like a free trial for 2 weeks or something, which will be something at least, but it's not going to last very long.
No.
Okay, well, I know you're going to keep working on that. Our friend Brian Clutter says the fake Rob Saw is funnier than a real Rob.
That's true. That's true. I agree.
I agree too. Let's see, Big Daddy Dodo. There was a fake Bob's Last Smoke this morning in BS chat. BLS had chatted, and FBLS chatted right after that. I'm having a hard time keeping up with all these abbreviations and acronyms. Let's see. The BS and the BLS, and I told them to F you and F that and all that stuff. Oh, there you go. There you go. Poor Stormee can't catch a break.
I know.
She got a hole in her glove. She's trying to catch a break. She got a hole in that glove, Dave Daffler. Okay.
I wish I was lying. I really do. I wish this was all made up and this was just some skit, but it's not. It keeps happening.
Whoa. my dude got dominoes delivered during the show. This is a pro right here. Look at this shit. All right. Did you get your breadsticks, Scott? What you got? This is not an endorsement of whoever. Something that looks like dominoes. Oh.
That's funny.
Oh.
What is it?
Chicken?
Breadsticks or bread bites or something?
And bread bite things.
Bread bites. All right. I thought they were going to be. I thought you were going to tell me they were boneless wings, and I just want to go on record to say there's no such thing as a boneless wing, people. It's a hunk of meat. It's a hunk of meat. I don't care what you say. I go to some place and I go to get chicken wings. They go, "You want boneless wings?" I'm like, "You mean do I want hunks of meat? Ain't no damn boneless ass wings. Ain't no such thing. You ever seen no chicken flying around with no floppy, soggy ass wings? Don't happen. Never happened before." Let's see. Did Scott get
more boneless ribs?
Oh, did you get the fish fillets? Did you get Perry's favorite, the fish fillet, boneless ribs?
Fish. Yeah. Them are good though, really.
You like filet fish?
Jerry had a charcoal fish by the time the night ended.
Was he grilling one while he was trying to do a show?
He was so drunk he had put fish sticks in the oven and forgot about them.
For 3 hours.
They turned into black little nuggets.
He burnt the bark.
Burnt the bark.
Yeah.
He burnt the bark, yeah.
Look who's checking in, guys. It's Harley Fitzpatrick checking in. Look at that. Thanks for joining us, Harley. Let's see. There you go. See, there's a man that agrees with me. Boneless wings are just chicken nuggets. I'm gonna get that put on my gravestone. Boneless wings are just chicken nuggets. There's no such. I want the world to know, Stormee. It cannot. There's no such thing as
boneless wings.
There you go. There you go. Brian Clauder. See, it's family. He agrees. Boneless wings are chicken fingers.
Bobby
See that
story yesterday about boneless fingers.
Uh-oh. Boneless fingers, Bobbynic?
Oh yeah.
I had a friend who was born with 6 fingers on each hand, and as a baby, she had them cut off, and they were boneless. They had no bone in them. And
you want ranch or blue cheese with these extra fingers?
Her mother put them in her baby book, and I was looking at her baby book one time. She was showing me, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" It's like, that's my fingers. You know, I was like, "Oh my God!" It looked horrible too. It was like,
"Oh my God" is the correct answer. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Wow.
conversation started with Andrew asking if there's ever been a female born with 2 vaginas.
I'd really like to meet her. Andrew has a hard enough time getting one.
I couldn't believe he asked it. I'm like, what the heck? Where did that come from?
I wonder. I only have 1 penis, but is there a woman with 2 vaginas? Maybe she let me use her extra one or something. 2 vaginas. That's our boy Andrew. Oh my goodness.
Yep, there was somebody in the chat. I don't remember who that was, but they're like, Andrew, you can't even get 1. Why are you worried about 2?
Dave Daffler. So she could count to 12, Bobbynic?
Well, for a while she could, yeah.
1, 2, and 3. 3. For a while she couldn't. Now she couldn't count to 10 like the rest of us. Maybe she had those Canadian fingers where they're metric. You get an extra finger or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Poon says, "Ew." Brian Clauder's laughing.
Yeah, that's like saving your son's foreskin or something. Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, your name's not coming through Facebook. You said I'm down, but if you type it in there, we'll know who you are. What's up? You're down. I'm glad you're down. All right, guys. So I was thinking, I got my I have mine ready. A little back in the day with BF and friends. So I was talking about Stormee. I don't know if you heard this setup, but I was asking these guys. I told them I was going to talk about the first audio compact disc that you ever bought when we were changing over from, I don't know if maybe CDs were already in and it wasn't really a problem for you. Your first one, even so, even your first CD would still be interesting to know. But I was kind of curious to know for like Bobbynic and people of the generation that had to change over. Like, what was the first one where you went for your first CD and went and paid money for it compared to a like cassette or anything? Mine is. Go ahead. I'll let you say yours.
That I paid money for, that like my parents got me.
It doesn't matter who really paid for it. What was like the? We could talk about both, but what was like the first one where you go, I need it on this kind of format now, and you remember that being like the start of this whole new era?
I think it was the Lion King soundtrack.
All right, really? That's cool. Can you feel the boneless wings tonight? That's cool. That's cool. Lion King. I like that. That was a popular one. I'll throw mine out there just to spark the memories, and since it was my idea. So what was it? I think it was back in 1986 or something. I didn't give up. All right. But I went out and I said, I can't none enough of this tape thing no more. I got this fancy high-tech CD player I bought. I think I paid like $180 for like a knockoff brand of a CD player, Scott. How about that? $180 for a CD player.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know you're chewing. And I remember a lot of I got an off-brand one, but a lot of the Sonys were like $500 or so. It was crazy. But so this was my first one. I'm going to try to get it in the camera. I brought Judas Priest Turbo, Scott.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's like the green screen's doing an effect on it, but let's see. So there you go. I went and saw this concert too, but there you go. There you go. You know Bobbynic.
Yeah.
Locked Inside Your Love. And was it Private Property? A lot of good songs on there. So this was I had cassettes and I wanted to make that commitment. They finally got down to an affordable level, and I said, I got to get one of these new fancy highfalutin CD players. What am I going to get? And I went into Sam Goody and I bought me Turbo by Judas Priest. Scott, what do you think about that, bro?
The reason I was saying go ahead because I was into your story because my story almost matches yours exactly. But mine, I was really invested in cassettes, and I collected them like baseball cards, and I was real organized about it, and I had like hundreds of them, man, in alphabetical order and everything. I really got into it, and then whenever the CDs come around, Poison came out. Well, I was against them, I'm going to stick my cassette. But then Poison come out with, I found out there was a Swallow This Live, and it had 2 songs, I think, 3 songs on it that none of the cassettes had. You had to get the CD.
Yeah.
I had no CD player, so I sold the rims off of my truck, and, and drove the nearest store. It was like a Walmart overflow store. I don't remember what it's called, like Sam's or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's where you get discounted type stuff. But I sold the off my truck and went.
How you gonna see it?
60 miles. Drove 60 miles to get my first CD player, so I could get that Poison CD.
That's cool, man. That's a great story, bro. That's better than mine, man. I ain't never sold no rims off no damn truck. I was gonna ask you if you sold the rims. How the hell did you make it to the store? You must have driven somebody else's car, right?
I had a motorcycle.
Oh, okay. That's what was neat. I just thought I remember the time and remember being conflicted. And like you said, Scott, like we came up in the kind of the fumes of the 8-track era and albums were a thing. And for us, cassettes was a big deal that we could carry our music around with us everywhere. So that was a really big deal. And then you, like you said, you put all that money, time, commitment, because we thought that was the future for a while. And if they were compact, you could carry them in your pocket. And then you have to make this investment into this new technology. So I was curious, like, I like that story, like how it kind of played out and everything. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Bobbynic?
Sorry, my kid's in here.
And
That's okay.
Today I have the Poison shirt hanging up back there.
I know you look like you're gonna sell it for $20. You can get that shirt right there. There you go. Scott's part time. He sells T-shirts when he ain't doing the podcast. Go ahead, Bobbynic. What was yours, brother?
Well, okay, I remember it was back in 1990. My mom actually let it slip to me that I might be getting a CD player, like a stereo with a CD player, for my birthday and Christmas. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go buy a CD then. So I went and bought Nazareth's Greatest Hits and AC/DC For Those About to Rock. And I didn't have anything to play them on. And then I came home with them. I came home with them, and my brother was like, "Well, you don't know if you're actually getting that CD player." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I am. And then, yeah, my birthday came around, and I did get the CD player. So I was able
Yeah, that's funny how the parents kind of let it. Even they have like some of them good gifts where they couldn't help but let it slip. Like, look, you ungrateful little bastard, you're getting this for Christmas, and they can't wait to like tell you. They want you to know that you better be grateful now. But very interesting that you bought two. There's got Nazareth, so you got Love Hurts, got that shit.
Yeah.
But because I think they were like $18 at the time, and when you're barely like, I was working like fast food at the time. When you're barely like a part-time guy, you really had to like think this stuff out and budget it. Matter of fact, Scott, my story for buying my first CD player is I had to do it on my first credit card, bro, because I didn't have that scratch up front. I had my first credit card that I kind of inflated the numbers to get. That's what I bought my first CD player on.
I mean, I had right to the pin. I mean, I probably only didn't have $1 to spare. I remember being nervous. I wasn't going to have enough at the cash register to cover the taxes. I was trying to do the math in my head.
Yeah. Yeah, that was neat. I did the old credit card thing and kind of paid it down, like a couple $10 a week at a time until it was paid off, bro.
I've never had a credit card.
Never did, huh? Yeah, I just learned that it was like an essential thing that when we were growing up, and so I had to like fudge. They always wanted you to make more than you actually did to qualify for the credit card. So I had to fudge the math a little bit to get my first one. I remember that being a big deal. I was working for a guy painting at the time, and I said, "Hey, man, I thought they were going to like if Visa calls, just tell them I make X amount or whatever." I think he said, I don't even think it's that they ever called him, but yeah.
Talking about credit, I ruined mine early. Back to the music, with those 12 cassettes for a penny.
Oh yeah, Columbia House, bro.
That's where my bad credit started.
You and probably millions of other people, bro. Yeah. So for those of you who may not be totally familiar with what Scott is talking about, back in the day, in the paper or in the mail, all the time we would get these incredible offers: 12. Cassettes for a penny, and it changed over to CDs, this many for a penny, but it was the get you hooked in kind of club, and they did make like their own copies of things for Columbia House, and they would send you the disc, but you had to agree to buy ones that were sent, like a certain amount of them at a full price, whether it be 3 or 5 or 7 in a certain amount of time. And Scott, remember the game was that they would send you the card out, and if you didn't send in the card back to refuse whatever disc they were sending out the next month, you got stuck with that sumbitch, didn't you?
Yep.
That's right. And every now and then, like something would happen, like Dave Daffler here, who got Air Supply's Greatest Hits, and that would come in the mail, and I would be stuck with Air Supply's Greatest Hits. I'm all out of cash. I'm so lost without you.
Oh, hold on a second. Are you guys talking about like Columbia House and stuff like that?
Yes. Scott was just talking. We led into Columbia House and how Columbia led to him having his bad credit rating, Bobbynic.
Right. I mean, I remember. Yeah, they would send that stuff in the mail, and I was like, get 10 CDs for $1 or whatever. You know? And,
yeah.
So yeah, you'd grab them, and then yeah, it was like, okay, well, you got to buy so many in a certain period of time. They keep sending you the thing, but yeah, I never.
Right. And then we talk about how if you didn't send the card back in time, you would end up with like Air Supply's Greatest Hits or something like that, something that you didn't want. Right. They're like, look, we're sending this to you guys if you don't want this. So that was back in the day where everything was done by physical mail, and they actually had to send physical disc out. There might have been once or twice that I've sent one back. Let's see. Psychosocial says Pantera Vulgar Display of Power was one of the first ones I bought. I respect that. So walk. Let's see. Dave Daffler says Sam Goody got it. You remember, bro. American Cupcake says his was Anthrax State of Euphoria. Let's see. Dave Daffler knows what's up. He says Sears credit cards were the most difficult to get. Amex was the easiest. I had a reverse experience, Dave. My first, I think I got a Visa at first. And then I also fibbed to get like a Discover card, which was owned by Sears at the time. I had a Sears credit card, but Amex, well, if you got the right kind of pay rate, they'll give it to you. But at the time, I wasn't making Amex kind of money. But once I established my credit, Mr. Daffler, I constantly got offers from Amex, and I refused them on principle because they didn't give me my first credit card. So there you go. So, so that was I like how. See, and then you're right, Scott, because I often wondered about that because people were gaming the system back then as far as credit, and a lot of us were underage at the time, right?
Yeah. And I can't remember exactly what I was doing, but I ended up wising up to a little game of my own. And I don't know if I was giving fake names or different mailboxes or something. I remember getting 3 or 4, you know, 3 or 4, and then between that and my dad was always preached to me. I wished I did get good. You know, I never got a credit card, but I wished I did because I didn't know the way the world was going to go. And my dad was just let me to, preach to me just to not against them. So I never got one. Then when I started off that bad credit, it just killed my. I just never got credit. I just never got a credit card of any kind.
It's tough, Scott. And recently, at least, there are like companies that will help you, and there are systems now that will kind of help you work on your credit rating. But back in the day when I first got credit, man, it's like if you messed up, they gave no fucks, they had no forgiveness, and they would keep your rating negative for a long time.
And I've been told that having no credit is worse than having bad credit.
It is. That's
I have no credit because I've never tried. It's other maybe some medical bills, but
it's something that I learned. One of the lessons my mother did instill with me. She says, when you get older, only thing people care about is what's your social security number and what is your credit rating. And so that stuck with me. And I know my father was just a one working family. My mother stayed at home. So I know that budgeting was a thing. And we had a Montgomery Ward's card as a family. And we like lived and relied on that and her making the payments on it and got all of our school clothes and things there. So having an awareness of credit was something that I just happened to be lucky enough to grow up with. And it's something that unfortunately my daughter didn't really pick up too well. I have my kids and all, and I wish they would have got some of the lessons that I got. I mean, they're out there working, they're doing things, they have good credit ratings, but there's just some of those good lessons you got to know. I told them the importance of a good credit rating, though. So, but yeah, I know a lot of people must have gamed that system back then with Columbia House, because I know I joined multiple times under like you say, you change a different name or do it under somebody else's address. It wasn't hard.
Yeah, I don't remember what I did. I remember running some scams on it though.
Yeah, and I know for a fact, because I was one of them, that they were pulling people that were under the age of 18 into basically contracts, dude. So back in the day, there might have been a way that you could have got out of it maybe down the road. But I know that eventually parents that were getting stuck with these bills or seeing that their kids going through this started kind of fighting back and going, hey, man, look, these people, some people are out there that are underage. They're not legal age, and they're just signing this shit and sending it back in. And they didn't care. Did you ever did it, that kind of stuff, Stormee? Those are kind of Columbia House things.
Drop the phone here. No,
that wasn't a thing by the time you probably came along, right?
Right.
Yes. Okay.
You guys probably just seen my laundry pile from folding laundry. Sorry.
Maybe a little bit. Let's see. Chris Mack says, do they still have Discover cards? Yeah, they do. I think it's a whole separate entity now. Let's see. Remember those? Yes. That was one of my first ones I had to get when not everybody would give me one. Brian Clutter says, my first CD was Michael Jackson. Thriller, dog. Thriller. Don't judge me. Ain't gonna judge you there, bro. I love me some Michael Jackson. Love me Thriller. Thriller, dog. I probably know the whole thing word for word, front to back. That was one of those ones back in the day. Remember the Diners Club? Yes, the Diners Club cards. That was a very popular credit card back in the day.
I just want to say, Janice says hi to everybody.
Hey, Janice. What's up? Our podcasting friend, good friend of Bobbynic. Let's see. Brian Clutter. I'm judging you. Ha, just kidding. Don't judge him on Thriller. Look, that's how it was back in the day. All right, there's the links and everything. So that's cool. Well, we hope that was a fun little segment there. So let's see. We got Nazareth, and I figured your second one, Bobbynic.
For those about to rock. AC/DC.
Oh yeah, fire! That was a good one. Definitely a good one.
I still crank that one up today sometimes.
Whoa. I'm glad you said that and not it. I'll still crank it every now and then.
I missed out on part of the conversation. I had to go outside and get my son. He had a frog, and he was pulling the legs on the frog.
Oh, that's what boys do with frogs. Let me see if this comes apart.
He's in here right now, so I keep going off camera, so he won't get. I don't like them to be on camera, but yeah, that's what he was doing.
Wow, that's funny. I never had the desire to actually pull their legs off when I was a kid, but that is what kids do. Scott's like laughing. He's like proud grandpa over there. He's like,
I don't know
that.
if he was trying to pull him off or stretch. I don't know what he was doing, but I looked at him and I was trying to like not get grossed out at the same time. He's like just pulling it like a piece of spaghetti.
Let me say. Dave Danfler says, my ex-wife's name began with a D. Credit card companies would send pre-approved cards. Oh, for D. Daffler. Imagine my surprise when I owe JCPenney $30,000. Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, my
that's
God.
horrible.
Wow. D. Daffler. Yeah, see, there's a lot of those kind of, yeah, Dave Daffler. That is funny, man. Enter. There it goes. Oh.
Well, now we know why she's an ex.
Look at Chris Mack says, the frog was gay. All right. Let's see. Stretch Armstrong, the frog version.
Yeah, for real. I was getting grossed out. Ooh.
Turn the friggin' frog's gay.
Okay. Chris Mack said the frog was gay, so there you go. All right. What I have in here. All right, let's see what else we got to go through here. I will mention, what was that one? I will mention, this one, since we're doing a little back in the day segment, I want to show you a little tweet that, you didn't hear that, did you? I'm going to mute that. I'm going to play a little video. It has a Sweet Child of Mine playing in it. So you just imagine that playing in your head. I don't want to get a copyright thing for it. Right. Or we'll get Scott to sing it. Let's see. Check this out. We were talking about childhood memories, and back in the day, we're talking about CDs and all, and I thought this kind of went along with it. This is like a Evil Knievel motorcycle, and it's jumping all kind of neat toys. Check this out, Scott. You'll see a lot of toys you recognize in here. Many of you probably will. Look at this.
I had that.
I had that. Look, Turtles, Shogun Warriors. Look at Darth Vader. And look, and the motorcycle lands on its. Oh, look at that! One more time. Look at that. Look at that shit. Rock'em Sock'em robots, all kind of stuff. King Kong, monster trucks, and it just says childhood memories. And so, I loved when I had that Evil Knievel bike back in the day, Scott.
Yeah, yep. That's what I was watching it more than all the other stuff.
Yep. Ain't that the cool part? That was Evil Knievel. That was like a real life, just superhero crazy SOB when I was growing up, man.
Yep.
I remember my brother had the Kiss dolls.
Really?
And, yeah, and I was looking at them and I was like, what the fuck is
Dave Daffler says, but no one knows where I buried her. There you go. Oh, Dave Daffler, Johnny Cash was divorced on this day. And my bank account burn in a ring of fire. Oh, that ring of fire. Let's see. I'm just going to turn that video off. So that was cool. I hope you enjoyed the little back in the day segment. I hope you're having a good time here on BF Live. We still got like 17, 20 people hanging out. The chat family hangs out. Please like, share, subscribe, and donate if you can. You can catch us tomorrow on No Filter with Andrew and Friends, where I sit in them on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we're going to do like a special Bobby Fran Tuesday. We're going to do a Wednesday replayables, and then we're going to be Friday. So whether it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday out of me, or every day of the week out of these guys, always something great for you to watch here in the podcast community. All right, let me see. I got through everything. So my note was Ray is still Ray, Kevin is still Kevin, and the Jets are still the Jets. That's right. I thought it was so funny because Mike got so excited when they were on air Thursday, and the Jets were winning, and he was like, he's all caught up in the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, and like the Jets are new and they're great again, and they ended up losing the game by the end. And so I told him that the Jets are basically still the Jets. Let's see, the Jets are still the Jets.
Before you get away from music, here's something I got. I told you I get all my little props and stuff at a thrift store.
Man.
Stuff. And I don't have a VCR anymore, but I see I couldn't let this go.
I have that.
Spinal Tap, yeah.
I have that on VHS. That's right. 10 it up to 11.
I have it on Blu-ray.
See, so we all have it. Yeah, I have that exact VHS copy. That's pretty cool. Spinal Tap.
Go to the dumpster. I don't have the player, but
yeah, I still have a couple like stray players around the house that kind of work. I kind of play them every now and then to give their belts a stretch and make sure they still work. And also, it's fun. I have like a lot of old media. I don't have like 8 tracks, but I have like albums, cassettes, and all that stuff that I can kind of play. It's fun kind of messing around with some old media every now and then, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I wish I had a record player actually, because I have a stack of records. I like to play them, but I don't
Yeah.
have one. And you know, I looked and like the cheapest one was like $200. I was like, well,
Yeah, it's amazing some of the prices that they're charging for them on Amazon. I mean, there are some now that are coming like 100 or sub 100, Bobbynic, but you're right. Overall, they're kind of these little kind of dink kind of one-piece players with the speakers built in, or maybe they're USB if you're lucky, and there ain't much to them, and they want a few $100s for them. I'm still lucky enough to have my dad's old turntable, so I have a real crusty old turntable. But Sunny Jenna says, a frog almost poisoned my kitty yesterday. And I don't mean Joe. Lots of frogs with the rain here, Stormy. There you go. There you go.
Well, that makes sense too. I didn't think about the rain and all the frogs because there's a lot of frogs. It's probably why he's finding them.
Yeah.
I remember when having a record player, my mom and dad's record player. It was it was so big. It's like a major piece of furniture that was so big back then.
yeah, man.
Like a console.
I remember
TV.
that too.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. And you almost like you could like stick your head in some of them because they had that deep well, like there were speakers on the outside, and then you flipped up the lid, and then you look inside, and like the record player and the radio was like way down inside of it and everything. Those were some amazing pieces of furniture, weren't there?
Our TV, my first TV was like that
Yes.
too. It was like
Yes.
inside of a wooden
Yes.
thing,
Console TV?
Console. They were considered like pieces of furniture back then, and we always had the case because they were big TVs, and eventually something's going to break or give up on them. So we had always, I think a lot of people did this. Scott knows, you put the little TV on top to get the sound or something that whatever the bottom TV didn't do, right, Scott?
Yep.
That was a common thing. So you might be getting the sound off the little one up the top, but you're getting a good picture off the one off the bottom. So there were times where we kind of went through that too, right?
Had the click dials, and then sometimes you hold that dial right in between and get on a fuzzy channel. Might get something, see some boobs or something.
There you go, the fuzzy channel. Yeah, see,
I know this. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No,
I know this kind of leaves Stormy out, but does anybody remember getting getting their first TV that had a remote control?
Well, since I was the remote control for much of my young childhood, I kind of remember that. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I encouraged it. I ran to it when we went into the store. I'm like, look, this got a remote right here. Look, get this motherfucker. So you ain't got to get me up. I'll be it. Go get my cigarettes, go get my beer, change the damn channel for me. That was me. We was the remote controls back in the day. So yeah, Bobbynic, I remember when we first got a remote control, brother.
I remember too because it was the first day. I was more excited about it was going to be my first time getting to see MTV because the dial
went higher, right? Yeah.
So, and
you had more than 13 channels.
So when my dad was hooking it all up, man, he was against the music and everything. I had to fight for my right to rock.
Well, that sounds like a song, bro.
So he's fixing it. I didn't even want him to know we was going to have MTV. I just watched it at night when he ain't around.
Because you didn't want to hear it, yeah.
As he hooked it up, man, boom, there comes MTV on his winger singing 17.
And he said,
he goes, I don't even know if I want this now.
Is this what I bought this shit for? So you can have these transgender people dancing, singing rock and roll to you? Winger. He was probably mad because he thought Kip Winger was real sexy. That's probably why he was really mad, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I shouldn't be this turned on by that. That's a man right there. I should not be turned on by Kip Winger. Let's see. Brian Clutter says, I'm off all day Friday. Can I come on? He might have been referring to Replayables, and you might see Brian Clutter on Replayables. I'm just saying. You might got a little hint right there. Dave Daffla, even the judge asked my wife, how does anyone spend $30,000 at a J.C. Penney?
Yeah, what the hell?
Exactly, bro. Yeah. That's funny. And her answer was, I spent $55,000 at Tiffany's too, Your Honor. Oh, shit.
I think I've only been to J.C. Penney's like 3 times in my life.
Really? Can you imagine trying to spend $30K at a J.C. Penney, Stormy?
No way. I don't shop like most ladies do, though, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's changed a lot back then. Like back in those days, that was the thing to do, to go to Macy's, go to J.C. Penney's and all. You have a lot more options nowadays. You have the internet and stuff. So, yeah, it's probably definitely just a whole different vibe. But
yeah, I shop a lot online.
Yeah, that right. Obviously, that wasn't available back then, but that's funny. $30K at a J.C. Penney. I was like, JC Millions. Say, lady, do you know it's got penny in the name? Penny for a reason, not JC dollars. Dollar bills. Movies have been re-edited digitally. Keep hold of the originals. Terry Nee, I'm a very big advocate for that, dude. We grow up with certain movies and certain references, and I enjoy them as they are. And I don't want to have everything that I grew up or knew being adjusted for the sensibilities of whatever who's pissing off that day. I don't think that's any way to live life. You can never condition life to satisfy everyone.
Star Wars is one of the worst offenders of that.
They've fucking had, right. You're
three
right.
Incarnations of 3 different edits of like all the movies. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Come on.
Let me tell
Leave
you
it
this.
alone.
I have, like, much like he has the Spinal Tap, I have the box set of the original trilogy of Star Wars movies on VHS, and I love that collection for that very reason, because that was before they went back in and did all of these goofy re-edits and recuts and fillers. And to this day, if I watch Star Wars on television or any post-edited version, I can always tell. Like, every one of those scenes like jumps out in my mind at my soul. I'm like, that wasn't the original. That wasn't original. Like, even just like a wipe scene, like where they'll add a couple more like monsters or beast walking across the screen. I'm like, that wasn't in the original one. So I'm a big advocate for that too. That I think you should hold on to all physical media, because I don't want, same whether it be books or anything. I don't want any media conditioned for whatever like I said, whoever happens to be pissing off on a particular day. I think things should stand on their own, and people can judge them and like them or not on their own. But you don't need to change and condition the world. It's an impossibility to condition the world in such a way that everyone is pleased. It's never going to happen. There you go. So let's see.
But yeah,
he says, tough. Go ahead, brother.
There's this one company on eBay that sells Blu-rays that has the new version, and they're kind of bootlegs, but they have the newer version, and then they'll have like the older version on there, but it's on disc or whatever, So, and some of these movies in their original form aren't even available on DVD or Blu-ray or anything. So it's pretty cool to get these discs, and then you get to see the original, and it's going to be around for a long time because it's on a disc. So
yeah, it's like I said, it's just the whole. I'm just against the whole notion of how you can't keep going through these extraneous efforts of conditioning or changing or reevaluating the history of every possible thing. At some point, you have to let things be what they are. Dave Daffler says those were Zenith TVs. The price goes up before the name goes on. There you go. That's certainly a thing with a lot of name brands. Yes, Dave Daffler. Sunday Jenna says, have to run. We'll catch up later. Great show. Thank you, Sunday Jenna and Joe. Great people, great supporters. Love you very much. Thank you very much. Terry Nee is saying yes. There's Stormy's link. If you want to click on that, you can like, share, and subscribe. And that's where you can go see not only the first part of the Ari Jane interview, but you'll see the parts that she puts up when she has those ready. Dave Daffler says the first CDs released were basically Sony and Geffen titles because they own the patent on the format. Yes, Dave Daffler, I'll give you a little thing that I was educated about. During COVID, I started rediscovering and getting into rediscovering my old media, and CDs was one of them. And I started going online, kind of getting ones that maybe I didn't have or I wanted a copy of. And I learned that, yes, Philips in Germany was the original manufacturer of the CDs. And so any CD made like this one, apparently it probably says on here somewhere. This one was manufactured in Germany, I think. But you can actually see it on them. So there's a differentiation in the ones that were made in 1986 or in the 80s before there were multiple factories up around the world. But Dave Daffler is right once again in that the technology was limited. There were only certain big, entities like Dave Geffen and Geffen Records. Right here, I'll put that back up. And Sony, that you had to know the right people, and they were producing these exclusively in Germany. So nowadays for CD collectors, if you can get some of these OG CDs that were say that they're made in Germany, those are more coveted because they were some of the OG discs. They're not like shitty copies. They tend to be on thicker material, And some people believe that they are like the truest copies. They think that the ones that were made after the Germany plant weren't as good. So that's just a little tidbit that I learned about CDs during COVID from collecting them that I didn't know about.
I'm going to tell you something, BF.
Go, bro.
I don't know if it's the same situation, but okay, I know. I'm a huge AC/DC fan, and a lot of people were like, the original pressings of Highway to Hell and all those albums were much better because after the remasters were done, they totally ruined the sound and all that. And so I bought a CD of the original pressings on CD,
Yeah.
and I compared it to my my remastered CD, and
Yeah.
the sound just was not there in the original. It's like is I don't know what these guys.
So you're saying, well, then remastering, that's a tricky thing too, because they've learned many methods to improve, and you see a lot of remastering going on when you go on YouTube. A lot of tracks have been remastered because of the new digitization, and they can bring levels up on certain things. So you're saying that because they remastered it, they actually kind of did make it better, is what I'm hearing.
As far as AC/DC goes, yeah. And there's a lot of people who don't think that way. They're like these loyalists to the originals, but I'm sorry, my ears tell me different. I don't know.
Well, that's cool. I know that one of the criticisms of CDs initially was they couldn't go low enough to hear like a hiss and like little tings and the little nuances, like when Jimi Hendrix would squeak a string or something, or there's little nuances that can be lost in CDs. So I know that was a reason a lot of people were against CDs. But I imagine as time went on, Bobbynic, they have gotten better at capturing those little airy kind of in between kind of nuances. Because I do agree with that when you listen to something on the album, you do kind of hear that. Just has that kind of just airy, something's being recorded feel, as to where a CD is kind of more clean and you only hear things when you're supposed to hear them. But I don't doubt that a remaster, if they really worked on it to bring the levels up, it probably does sound a little better. But you're always going to have your snobs that think that only the real deal is the best.
But I do also have to say I have heard some remasters that were kind of crappy.
Yeah, I noticed. I have like
it just depends on who's mixing.
Yeah, it does. I have a Van Halen 5150 on a record and on CD, and there is you can get a little more of that trebly kind of hiss quality out of the record, which I enjoy. Like Brian Clauder, he talks about, we all remember this, and you were talking about it being more than 13 channels. What about cable with their remote control and that long ass wire? That's what you were talking about, right, Scott?
I didn't
that
have
first wire cable.
I don't guess I had that one.
I remember we had that. We had the funky cable boxes where we had the long wire cable, bro, and it would get like on the floor sometimes, and some people would kick it. But yeah, some of our early cable boxes only had this gigantic dial and the big wire on it for the remote control.
Really?
So I know what he's referring to.
Getting the cable too, so that might have passed me before I got there.
Probably so, because that was some of the early stuff, and trust me, we didn't really have it at the time. I think. When I got a little older, we might have caught one of them with the dial right before they changed over to all digital. There's Stormee sharing the links for YouTube at No Filter, which you can see No Filter with Andrew and Friends on Thursdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Sports Heads on Friday. So there you go.
Where I live, we didn't get pay-per-view until like 93 or something like that.
All right,
you guys had it like way earlier.
I'm gonna give you my first inkling or pay-per-view was like the closed caption TV. They used to go for boxing matches. They would hold them in like the Civic Arena, and they would have the closed circuit, not closed caption, circuit TV, right?
Yeah,
and that was like an early form of like pay-per-view where you paid for a ticket, you went into arena, and that was the only way you could watch it, because only like big arenas had that stuff back then, Bobbynic. So yeah, it took a while for us to get some pay-per-view going as well. But I remember that being such an odd concept. Like, wait a minute, I already pay all this money for cable, and now you want me to pay like even more for something? And I remember like a hesitation about just getting used to that whole new culture and everything.
Yeah, well, I remember with the movies when they first came out with it, it was like they would have 5 movies, 5 different channels that would just replay them all over and over again, and I think actually you had to phone in at that point, and they started having the automated systems, and then you'd have to press a number and whatever for what time. It was kind of complicated, but you could do it. But then, yeah, it would be like it would kind of be like a five movie or 5 theater movie theater,
Yeah. I remember a couple of the times, Bobbynic, when you were talking about how you would order them, for a while they had us calling up and you press 1 or whatever.
Yeah, right,
and every now and then it didn't take, and you didn't know it didn't take until like the fight come on. Like we were watching Mike Tyson fights and you're like, I don't know if that son of a bitch went through or not. Like, I mean, I don't know if that went through. And then you worry about be getting double billed or calling up like, I want to call up a second time. That shit costs $50 the first time, So Dave Daffler says she bought 7 Movado watches for Christmas gifts at JCPenney. Oh, that was nice of her. That was nice of her. Very good. But those people were very happy. All right. There's the thank yous for the anonymous. Thank you. And the not so anonymous. There, like, share, subscribe, donate if you can, please. Thank you very much. Dave Daffler. Stuttering John's jokes were written on papyrus. Okay. Let's see. Stormee. Bye at Sunday, Jenna. I'm glad your kitty wasn't poisoned by the frog. Yes, we are as well. Let's see. Dave Daffler says Philips made the spinning mechanism. Sony did the red laser. Pioneer made the chips. Yeah, I do understand from when I was doing my little history that it was a collective effort, that no one had any singular grasp. Like certain people were good at certain aspects of it. And yeah, it's kind of unprecedented. You're naming 3 giants in electronics: Philips, Sony, and Pioneer. And the fact that they came together to make that product just goes to show you there was some money to be made. My wife bought DVDs that were from a differently zoned market in a different country and didn't work with our. Yes, that's a coding can be a thing too. Yeah. You have to know your country codes when you buy CDs and DVDs. That is definitely a thing, Terry Nee. And she just happened to buy the ones that didn't play in your zone. Right, because Bobbynic, don't you have some ones that are only play up in Canada or have a certain designation, don't you?
Well,
I don't know if I have
mine. I'm region 1, just like you guys, because it's North America, so I don't really have a problem with that. But yeah, I do. Sometimes I do order UK stuff, and it's like region 2 or something like that, I think.
Yeah. And, you have to worry about video games and a lot of stuff. So
Australia, I think, is region 4, so I've bought some stuff from there. But on my computer, I can watch them, so it's not too bad.
There you go. Dave knows the technology. He's a technology head. The PAL. There's the acronym, Bobbynic.
Yeah.
Terry Nee, because they weren't PAL system.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, because there's NTSC and PAL. So
bottom line, the UK always had HDTV. That's interesting, Dave. I'm not familiar with their standard. Obviously, I wasn't familiar with the high def standard until it was introduced here. So I wasn't familiar with that. I know they have weird electrical sockets. That's all I really know about English technology. Dave, that's right. You know this stuff. Yeah, I throw some little technical talk around. Kai Brancazio says Angus rocks. Yeah. For those about to rock.
That's right.
Boom.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize, Scott, you're wearing your For Those About to Rock shirt today. And
there you go.
That was one
For
of my
those about to rock.
One of the first 2 albums that I bought on.
I salute you. Let's say Dave Daffler says it's easy. Zeros and ones have no emotion. A stylus in a groove causes vibrations, which cause emotions. I like that. See, that's getting right down to the brass tacks of it. I love that, Dave Daffler. That's a very eloquent explanation of the differences between digital and a stylus in a record. And I was always fascinated how even back in those days, that little thing moves in a groove in such a way that it can make those vibrations and reproduce them. It's fascinating, even for an early technology. Records are very cool.
Yeah, I actually have some downloads of vinyl rips, and sometimes I'll listen to those because they do have that feel, that vinyl sound, and it's warming and soothing to me for a lot of the earlier albums that I purchased on vinyl. I remember, listening to them, and they hit different. They hit different on vinyl. So
hey, both it's different. Remember, Gary and Howard used to have those conversations all the time. Remember that, Scott?
I remember that, and
like, you idiot!
Howard
like, what you like? It's different, both. Okay, it's both. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that would always piss me off.
Because I agree with Gary. He was right, but Howard was such a hater of anybody that spent any time a wasted effort, like enjoying themselves or not thinking about the show. And that's what really bothered Howard, that not only were you doing something what he thought was like kind of silly and frivolous, but you also weren't working on the show. And he would always say that out loud. He like, I hate the fact that people are happy like off of this show. I want them like working all the time.
Yeah, I remember the last time I listened to the show, I think it was Gary had bought Howard box DVD set of something that what's his name? The Japanese guy. He was on Star Trek. What's his name?
Oh my. Mr.
Yeah.
Fulu. Yes, Bobbynic.
Yes. You know who I'm talking about. So yeah, he bought him a box set of that, and Howard just went off on him because it's DVD and garbage, and it's like, who collects physical media anymore?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god, dude, you don't even know.
Terry Nee says, whoever climbed a pole to take the trap off the wires for HBO. Yeah. See, everybody knew a dude that knew just enough about the technology. And he had like, hey, who knows that guy that knows that guy that's crazy enough, some bitch, that you got to know some shit and you got to be crazy enough to run up a pole. So when you found that dude, that dude could make some good money on the side. Some of them just wanted to do it for the challenge because they could prove it. What do you got, Scott?
No, I was just thinking, I missed out on all this. I knew a guy.
Yeah, I knew a guy who had a special box that you could get.
I knew a girl that had one. Whoa, wait a minute.
No, but it would give you all the channels. It would just give you all the channels. It would unscramble everything. Mm-hmm. And once in a while the codes would change or whatever, and he'd have to like come back and reprogram it, but he could do it.
It was tricky, man, because that was the whole thing back in there. Everybody was looking for a workaround cable. Like, nobody wanted to pay it. They wanted it, but nobody wanted to pay it. So when somebody came along and said, hey, I could do this, or if you pay me, I can give you a box. But like you said, the technology was changing so much at the time that it might have worked for a time for a certain person, but you might buy this like a leftover piece of technology that they ain't using no more, and it didn't do shit for you. So there was always like a bit of risk trying to get some free cable.
Yep.
Let's see. Dave Daffler, first pay-per-view was Ringo Starr's Caveman on HBO. Okay. I get by with a little help from Dave Daffler. Thank you for the $5 again. Thanks, Dave Daffler. $5, Dave Daffler. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
It's a good movie.
Goodbye. With a little help from Dave Daffler. Dave Daffler, most everything went through Time Warner. Yeah, big media conglomerate. And to this day. Let's see. Is a phone ringing? Thanks again. Thanks again for that, Dave Daffler. Thank you again. Let me check. Oh, what else? Alice Cooper. Telephone is ringing. Got her. Look at that, Scott. I got her. She came running. Uh-oh. Kyocera put it all together. Now, I'm only familiar with Kyocera as being one of the early makers of cell phones. That's my familiarity with Kyocera. You guys ever heard Kyocera phones back in the day?
No, but I was real late on getting the cell phones also.
I imagine you was, since we just got you on a computer last year. I imagine so.
We're a good decade behind everybody.
That's cool. That's why I'm proud of you, bro, because I know you wasn't the biggest on any of this technology or anything, but you fucking throwing down the podcast and you got green screens going on. You're figuring this shit out, bro. Trial and error.
Trying.
Trial and error. You're doing your thing. That's cool. Country code. Yes, mammy. We were talking about a country code on certain physical media, CDs and DVDs. There are designations that certain only play in the North America and certain ones only play in Europe. I think Dave said the distinction was PAL. PAL was the acronym. Mammy says, I only know my zip and my area code. Not that kind, different kind of thing. We're not mailing anything. Jenna must have been an older frog. She could take it. She wasn't poisoned. Let's see. The FCC no longer allows different formats in the U.S., really? So it's like a universal code now because, I don't know, I guess that's how they were controlling people from sharing overseas back then, Dave. I don't understand how it really fell into those kind of two technical lanes, if it was purposeful or just one region was more ahead than another on technology. But it's interesting. It's ever changing, and that's why I just keep your physical media, and you're all good. Let's see. Dave is a beast of knowledge. I'll never be your beast of knowledge. Okay. Yeah, he is. Let's see. Psychosocial says, great show. Gotta run. See y'all later. Thank you. We appreciate you being here. We are coming up at the top of the hour here on the East Coast. It's 2:50 here on the East Coast. We're coming up on 3 hours of doing the show. It's a great 3-hour plus hang. I love doing this. I love the fact that there's still 12 of you in here. It'd be 12, 15, 17, 20. Thanks for watching now. Thanks for watching later. Please like, share, subscribe, and utilize the donate links if you can. Thank you all very much. Terry Nee says, anyone could get HBO free when the Twin Towers existed. HBO's main antenna was on top of Building 2. Yeah, that those buildings, just the fact that they're gone, is still amazes me, Dave. Number one, and it is funny when you go back and I watch old videos and stuff. You can see, I think, one of the most recent ones I can remember, but they did Roland. I think Limp Bizkit did their Roland video on top of the Twin Towers, but it's kind of eerie in hindsight to see the Twin Towers. And I understand that there are a lot of with the radio companies put their towers up there for the reason, for their height and everything. Did you have something you had, Scott?
No, you just taught me something with what you said there about the rolling on Limp Bizkit on the top, the video.
Yeah,
Limp Bizkit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's on top of the World Trade Center. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's HBO free. Mommy says, poor Gary. Yeah, hey, both. They sound better, both. Vinyl just sounds better, both. I don't care what you say. Let's see. Oh, shit. Ain't no album like the one I got. Let's see. Terry Nee says, my first album was The Spinners. I went on an AM station, which is where rock lives then. That's right. Hey, everybody. What's up in the AM? We're getting here on the AM dial. We got our winner on the phone. It's Mr. Terry Nee. He won the Spinners album. Yeah, man. We're here on 1300 AM. Let's see. George. Okay. Say it. Oh, George, yes. Guacamole. Guacamole. What's that tsunami? You don't say the two. You don't say the two. It's tsunami. Tsunami, yes. Guacamole. Guacamole. What's it? George, what? Oh, come on. Piano. Maybe that's supposed to be BF. I don't know. Hitting the keys. Let's see. Dave Daffler, a 5-inch satellite dish aimed at the. Oh, let me see. Oh, okay. Thank you. Throwing in other references. Come on, Bobbynic. There you go.
Too many abbreviations.
Yeah, they get a little confusing especially when I'm trying to go fast and the show's moving. I gotta like stop and go, what's that acronym? What's that abbreviation? What am I not keeping up with? Let's see. Dave Daffler says a 5-inch satellite dish aimed at the towers could receive it. However, cable traps came out after that. Everyone has every channel in any cable. Yeah, it's just a matter of how you get into the lines. Let's see. Come on. Mammy's doing her thing. There's the links. Please utilize them if you can. Thank you, Mr. Dave Daffler, again, for $5. You can follow in suit. Please utilize the links. I appreciate you, Dave, all your support, financial and otherwise. George, yes, you've got it. Oh, forget it. What? Oh, yes. George CK, I got it, yes. Scramble the buck. Then she says, the box, yeah. Kyocera made medical equipment. Also a fact I wasn't aware of. I know, Dave, you probably, since you're an electronic guy, you probably remember the days of, Samsung is a prominent name now, but back when, in those days, Samsung was kind of seen as a second and third level brand, especially compared to Sony. And I've been amazed at the transition that Samsung made from when we were younger to now. It's this kind of like notable brand. They make kitchen appliances and everything. And I know that they were kind of a Japanese company before that, but they really didn't have like the respect of the market that they seem to now. I have Samsung, a couple appliances and TVs in my house nowadays, so it's more common than it used to be. Do you remember those days, Bobbynic or Scott, by any chance, where Samsung was kind of like the side brand or kind of wasn't like the main brand like it is nowadays?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Everybody wanted the Japanese brands back in the day. That was the stuff to get, and
they were the leaders. And what about Sanyo?
Yeah, Sanyo was another one.
Sanyo was a big off brand.
Sanyo, I think there was one more, but I can't remember.
But I remember when you couldn't afford a Sony, you got yourself a Samsung or something like that, you know, a Sanyo.
Yeah, right.
You know. Let's see. Kathy Linder says, and yes, I didn't get a bill for about 10 years. She's talking about the Columbia house. I didn't do that, Kath. I had a job. I lived with my sister for a time, but I had a job. That wasn't me, damn it. Just saying. I had a job. I thought Kyocera was an arthritis med. Yes. You need Kyocera. We need to make a commercial with it. Hi, this is BF for Kyocera. Are you not as active as you used to be? You have arthritis pain? Now get Kyocera. Let's see. That's Keytruda. Let's see. What do we got? Dave Daffler. Yes, you can still hack Netflix from different countries. Well, I don't know why anybody would be interested in that, Mr. Dave Daffler. I don't know that.
You know, it's actually very nice to hack. As a Canadian, it's very nice to hack American Netflix. So
I imagine it is because I understand you still have like weird limitations and you don't always see like things coming up in YouTube feeds that we do, and you don't exactly get your media fed to you the same way that we do necessarily.
No. You know, our government made a stupid mistake recently, saying that any social media site resharing news links has to pay the news provider money, and now Facebook has blocked all access to any kind of news outlet in Canada. So
that is ridiculous. So essentially, if you don't pay up, then you're not going to get the service provided that you were used to, and that's just, I don't know, that is just so odd that yeah,
it's stupid. I don't understand it. I don't know why our government did that.
And I understand, like, even back in the day, from being a Stern fan, they tried to really limit him from coming into the commercial stations, and they really had a problem when it was satellite, and then they really couldn't control the border anymore, so to speak, the electronic border.
Right. Yeah.
But they still managed to put like certain electronic limitations, I understand, on like Sirius and the satellite signal. Because I would hear people in the morning saying, "Oh, I'm on the Canadian feed, and so I only heard this much of something." Or there's still some weirdness going on around it. Daniel Poon,
they can tap into it somehow.
Yeah, Daniel Poon says having a friend who had a black box was the shit back in the day. Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. Let's see. No, this was about 35 years ago. Okay, let's see. I meant that for. I get this for Mr. Poon. Musculature. I'll do a thing where I announce words as George Takei every show. Musculature. Oh my. Let's see. Mammy. He was trying to name the guy on Star Trek. Yes, we've established that. Thank you. George Takei. Yes. Takei. Right. And it's not Takai. I remember Takei because he's gay. That's how I remember. People would say George Takai on the phone, or people would, they'd say George Takai, and he goes, it's Takei. And so I remembered he was gay, so I do word association. So it's Takei. That's it. George. Oh my, Brad. Let's go to the Brambles. There it is. Takei. Yes, that's right. Dave Daffler knows. See, I knew you from back in the day. I knew you knew that, Dave. That's what Samsung was dog shit. Yeah, and to the fact that they've worked their way into a kind of noted, prominent brand over Sony is just kind of interesting to me from back in those days. Mammy says, "Thank you, Poon." And Mammy says, "LOL. Anytime, Mammy." I write like I hear it. Yeah, phonetically. Let's see. LG is Zenith is Sony. The devil is Satan. What are we talking about here? Yeah, I know it's hard to keep up with all. And that was another trick. Go ahead, brother. What you got?
Satan.
There you go. Could be Satan. Let's see. LG is Zenith. Yeah, and that was another game they played where these big companies realized that people couldn't afford it, and they had to have like these lesser kind of affordable bargain brands of electronics. And so some of those companies played that game where they were the master, the head brand, but they had all of these subsidiaries under them. Dave Danforth says the best cell phone is made by OPPO. You down with OPPO? Yeah, you know me, yo. I don't know what OPPO is, but I'll take your word on that. Let's see. Because they're better movies overseas. Let's see. Countries that make good electronics were first blown up by the U.S. Yeah, we essentially like rebuilt those companies, didn't we? Didn't we, Tyranny? Yeah, especially timely comment and light that I just saw Oppenheimer last night. So I feel you on that one for real. But they were like, okay, yeah, we blew up the country only to have to like rebuild it even bigger and better. But I guess it was only fair in light of what we did to them. Yes. I remember that was a thing. Like Bobbynic said, everybody wanted the Japanese cars and the Japanese electronics back in the late 80s. That was just a thing because they were just being pushed out at there as being the leader and all that stuff. So let's see. Fox News is prohibited in Washington, D.C. Oh my, I doubt that. Let's see. Communism. How about that, Scott? Hit like the devil. Hit this communism one.
Communism?
There you go. Stormee stands for a ship out next year. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dave. I resemble that remark, Mr. Daffler. Let's see. RCA, yes. RCA. Want you to buy. Oh, that's MTA. JVC, another famous the company. Look at that. See that? And then Dave Daffler recalled again. Yes, Dave Daffler. I think that's why we had many of the console TVs and we had the little one on top for the sound because of the recall situation. All right, well, being that it is 3:00 here, I have one more thing that I kind of wanted to feature. I want to talk about the ladies show on Replayables and just how much fun we have with Replayables because it was great and I got a couple clips I want to share and then we'll get on down the road, okay? So let me get this last comment. Dave Daffler says, huge aircraft owned DirecTV, then bought RCA, then bought out AT&T. Yeah, AT&T, Time Warner, AOL. I mean, just every big company is attracted and gobbled up. Every big company. Now, what is it now? All of that is all ended up in what Universal, Comcast, Universal, or whatever the hell it is now. So it all has become like one large media conglomerate out of all of these kind of very familiar brands and media companies that we know from the past. It all is more or less one. What do you got, Scott?
It's just you guys are all kind of blowing my mind with your knowledge on all these brands and stuff. I just went with whatever's cheapest. I don't know what brand I would get. Whatever was cheap. Whatever was on.
And that's the whole thing. I mean, we were only, like I said, my father worked, did best he could, but we weren't out there getting every top brand of everything. So yeah, you'd find the things that are on sale, the cheap brands. That's how we know of the Sanyos and the Montgomery Wards and the off brand stuff. It's because that was our lane at the time. But yeah, it's fun talking about all this stuff and just seeing what people remember. And now we have like similar relatable experiences. Brian Clauder, yes, he is. I found this out. The Wednesday special episode, our guest will be Brian Clauder. He promised he's going to show lots of cleavage to try to keep up with the lady show that happened Friday. Let's see. Dave Daffler says, we saw that by your pizza choice there, Scott. He chose Domino's. Like,
right.
Well, in fairness, Dave, I don't know that every place has like a good Italian pizza place around them. We were talking about this.
He's got the Equate brand.
There you go. See, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Off-brand acetaminophen or pain reliever and all. But we're lucky enough to have like a decent Italian, authentic pizza place around us. But I understand for people that order Papa John's. We used to live off of Papa John's and Domino's and stuff. But we're fortunate enough to have an Italian place. But for some reason, that's all you got out there. You had Domino's, was that right?
Yeah, that's getting ready to say. There's not that is top shelf here.
Yeah.
No to choose from, that or Pizza Hut.
I've heard these conversations before. Remember, but Howard used to give Richard Christie shit about, you live in New York City, like the mecca of the best pizza in the world, and you're going to order that freaking Domino's all the time?
Yeah, I always liked Richard Christie because I could identify with him so much.
Domino's is my favorite.
You know what's great about the places that are owned by Italians here, like pizza places? They kind of all taste the same. I noticed. Like you can go to a different place that's has nothing to do with it, and it kind of tastes the same.
That's probably a fair point because I know, well, around here we have a similar thing with like steamed crabs where, there's certain things that you have to make it the exact right way or you'll get a bad reputation and no one will ever get it. So I imagine there's only really probably one or few good ways to make good pizza. You got to have good dough. You got to have good quality cheese that isn't greasy. You got to have the right kind of sauce that has the right tang to it. And so I can see that, Bobbynic, where all of them be kind of being kind of in the same ballpark, but you're lucky to have some good Italian pizza where you're at. But I know from listening to Howard and there's other parts of the country, they simply, that's their best option would be like Papa John's or Domino's or Pizza Hut or something like that. So that's all cool. Let's, I'm going to share this real quick. Boom. Screen share. There's our friend right there. Dave Daffler welcoming our first Congo African Gray into the Levy family aviary wing of PDF, the P. Daffler Foundation. It says she's approximately 10 to 15 weeks old, and I've named her Gina, of course, after the lovely Mrs. Gina. Hope to have a full rescue open by Friday, September 1st. We are not seeking donations. So I just wanted to share that with you, that our friend Dave got the sanctuary going. Shout out to our friend Dave. Pretty bird, it says in the chat. I see that. So happy for you that you're getting that going. I know that means a lot to you, sir. So let's see. What do we have? Let's go back up in these chats. Hey, lady. Let's see. I miss the Wop Shop in New Jersey. Hey, why you gonna call it the Wop Shop over here? What are you doing? Hey, that's disparaging to my people over here. You're talking about the Wop Shop over here. No blow punk for us U.S. realistic music. No blow punk for us realistic music. Okay. Sorry, voice to text. Oh my. I was wondering what that. I thought maybe you were having a stroke over there. Glad you're not having a stroke, Mr. Terry Nee. Let's see. It's the water. Okay. Yeah, well, I hear that the water and the yeast and the pizza, I hear that is a big difference. People say the New York water makes a certain bagel, makes the pizza taste a certain way. So I have heard the water theory, and I even heard of some of these pizza places in non-New York locations will go to the extreme to import some New York water. So that is a thing for some people that they believe the water is a key element. Hi, pretty bird. Hello. All right, for Christ's sake. I think congratulations, Dave, on the bird. You're welcome, brother. Of course, man. I love that. Dave Daffler says, I'm waiting for Stormee to say, it's a twister, Annie. Well, I think you had every experience but yelling that, right?
Yeah, I woke up one night and I thought there was a tornado with how loud the wind and stuff was here.
Annie M. Go to the storm cellar, Annie M. It's a fixing a storm. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's go down more comments. Annie M. Okay, we got that. All right, so now let's get into the replayables thing. So everyone was really excited about, and we were certainly, about the ladies' night on replayables. We did our Wednesday show. He mentioned we were going to have ladies on. Well, it made me so happy to see like every show after we mentioned that. BS show in the morning, Uncle Rico at night. There would always be at least 2 or 3 or more mentions about can't wait for ladies' night replayables. I love replayables. Replayables is good. So thanks to everybody that's saying the great stuff about replayables and the fact that you guys are enjoying the show. It's amazing, man. It's really great. And I told you earlier, I have fun just going back and watching the show and trying to watch the chat and seeing all the great comments. And there's a couple few that ain't so good, but because they are outnumbered by so many great comments, it's a lot of fun to go back and watch the show. So I got some clips I was going to play for you. We had Mammy Mommy, we had Allie Loves Improv, and we had Stacey Allen. So it was a lot of fun. And we not only had them, but we had the Reverend Bob Levy check in and Shuley. Like everybody checked in. It was a killer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a banger of a show, Bobbynic. It was real. Yeah, they Shuley checked in with us, and it was great because we didn't have to. Hey, would you please come on and help us push our show along? These guys wanted to come in. They were like, hey man, send me the link. We want to jump in on the show. So that's just another great rewarding sign, and we really appreciate everybody for all the love. Let me find the first clip right here. Well, hell, if I shared it, wouldn't it? You would see it a little better. Let me share the first clip I have for you from the Replayables Ladies Night from last Friday.
Oh my God, I am having an absolute blast tonight. Somebody said laughing out loud, the red hot dog. Who cares? Chris Abels isn't funny is in the chat. I love him. He hates me, but it doesn't matter because tonight's ladies' night. So tonight is ladies' night, and we are having a good time. BF, all I got to do is tell everybody in the chat, man, we're obviously going to end up hammered tonight. Ladies, you're going to end up hammered tonight. So just do one thing. Look both ways. Look both ways, Shawnee boy.
All right. So that was clip number one. It doesn't go on, but that was just to set the table to let you know. We had Shawnee. Shout out to our producer, Shawnee. He produces the show independent of the Shuli Network, and we just hop on the network with our show. So our boy Shawnee boy that you always hear Chris talking about, he's the one that lays out the format of the show as far as the look and putting us has to put us everywhere and fit us in with the videos and the girls joining us, and every time it changes. So shout out to Shawnee. I texted him over the weekend. He did a fantastic job producing that show. We had so many people, so many moving parts. We had videos we couldn't play. We had Shuli come in, which I didn't know about. I knew Bob was coming only because I overheard Shuli tell him he should check in on the show. Had no idea myself about Shuli. So that was a good surprise for me. And Sean managed all that great, and we managed to pull off a really fun show. So I'm going to play you this second clip right here, and you can see the ladies like really enjoying themselves and just having some good laughs. We all had a great time. Let me play this one I have for you. If I can do a file share. Screen share. Oh, for crap's sake. File share, Bob. If I get it right, I'll play it for you. All right, here goes. Number 2.
By the end of the night, ladies,
Hi here.
you're gonna be screaming, "Save me, Shawnee boy." Save me. This is what I had to do to be up in Pottstown.
Look at this. Oh, shit.
So embarrassing.
I love the ladies' reaction. Look, Stacy's like losing it.
Don't worry, I got you.
Jim said Uncle Bob's lawn care on that last one.
Oh my God, I'd be mortified.
Stacy loved that clip.
I got you.
He did.
No,
Well, he didn't give up.
no.
His knees did.
You got weak.
His knees gave up. They were just like, oh boy. Oh,
You need
yeah.
somebody to pick
You
your
know what,
ass up
Maddie?
now.
Should have scored the fall. Like they should have held up like a 10 or for the fall and still scored it at least.
Mommy,
He had a nice
he
little
was
purple on that.
he was singing
That's
SWV,
my-
weak in the knees.
That's my move. You just
And then he rolled on top of her on top of it.
Because, like, you're mortified. That's your move right
It's bad enough to get dropped, but then you get landed on by the person carrying you. It's like, I could have stayed out there on my own, you know.
Got out Tay Boogie. He skipped leg day, Tay Boogie said.
He totally skipped leg day, man. That's absolutely right, man.
What's up, Tay Boogie?
Ryan just
There you go. So that's clip number 2 I wanted to share for you. Mommy says, I don't like the pain, for I can laugh out loud when it looks painful. I can't look out loud. Yeah, I have a hard time with that too. When I see actual bones getting broken, people get hurt, Mammy, that's one of the few things that actually make me squeamish. I don't want to see like bones like failing or coming through skin. I don't need to see any of that. So I can relate to you on that a little bit. She says, ouch.
I kind of like the tingle and the sensation you get when you see that. I hear that.
You see, and I think that goes along with your love of horror and things like that, because see, I don't like that, and I think that might be why it goes against what I like, because I don't want to see like people in like actual pain or fake pain or anything. But let's see, I got one more I'm going to play for you, and I got to pee real bad, so we're going to have to pull this train into the station. I got to pee. Let's see. I'm considering running to the bathroom while I play it. Here we go. Ready?
You need a Pringles.
This is number 3, and I'm going to do that. Ready? Here we go.
Right in the kisser, Shawnee boy. Right in the kisser. Oh, this is cute. This is working out. This
Yes.
This is working out. Hey, babe.
Yeah. How you doing?
Starfish.
A chocolate starfish right there.
Right in the starfish. So that's what that should have been called. Oh, uh-oh. The timing was great on that. So I love that. I absolutely love that. So
Oh man, that was great.
Your potty timer went off.
Yeah, BF's not back yet. Oh, his screen just changed.
Must be narrow urethra.
Yeah, urethra. Yeah. Well, I mean, I had to cut out earlier too, so I feel his pain. I mean, yeah.
Can't just grab a
What do you-
Pringles can this time, I guess.
Hey, it's Pringles can.
But yeah, I gotta say, mommy's hair here.
Okay, I'm back. Ooh, doggy.
Her hairdo is nice. I like her hair there.
How much of my show did I miss?
Not much.
Thanks, guys. Ooh, good thing I got a bathroom here in the back of my basement, boy. That would have been trouble. I was not going to make it to the show. I either got to do shorter shows or drink less coffee and water during them, but I'm having a great time doing them. Hey, guys, we still got like 16 people in here. I don't think we fell really below 15 people, so I enjoy our family that enjoys joining us every Monday at 12 noon East for BF Live. Thank you all very much. Thanks for Dave Daffler and Brian Clauder and for everybody that donated today. I really appreciate you. Thanks for Stormee with all her trials and tribulations to always make an effort to come and join us. She always has me thinking that I can't do problem, but she always makes the effort and always comes through. Thank you, Stormee.
You're welcome. I try. I kind of have the mindset, just prepare for the worst and hope for the best kind of thing. So I always kind of give you guys the idea that it's not possible, so you don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, and you'll never be disappointed, right? Prepare for the worst, right? Hope for the best. Yeah. But I think I went over everything on my little funky list right here today. We had a great show. We talked about even more than I ever thought we were going to talk about today. Let's get a couple of these last comments here. Dave Daffler says, I'm selling Ray. Seatbelts no longer required. Bumper stickers. Okay. No longer required. Okay. Is that a thing? I heard somewhere seatbelts. I don't know. And Mammy's saying thanks. Thank you, Mammy. Thank you, Mammy, for joining us. For Allie loves improv and Stacy Allen. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to Chris Abels for making me a part of that show. It's a lot of fun. So whether it be on Wednesdays or Fridays, please join us. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do our Wednesday midweek freak thing. We're gonna drink just enough that we can have fun, but still kind of get up and do what we have to do until we make it to Friday when we do it right. So let's see. All right. So let me. I know that some of you got some shows going on tonight, where there be no filter and stuff. So I'm gonna. I'll start with my friend Bobbynic, and then we'll let everybody do some plugs, and we'll get out of here. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, yeah, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. You can check a bonus episode that's members only. So hit that join button, get your membership on Andrew's channel. That's 4:30, and then you can also check me out on BYB tonight, where our guest apparently will be Rob Saul.
Oh, so it is tonight. All right. So shout out Rob Saul. So if you have an interest in seeing Rob Saul, you can see him hang out with the BYB boys, mix it up, and I'm sure that's going to end interesting, Bobbynic.
Probably.
That hesitation in your voice is exactly what I'm talking about, because I know that there's a couple of guys that maybe like to mix it up and take shots a little more than others. And I know that Rob can be sensitive. So if you want to see a volatile mix of Rob potentially being sensitive and some guys poking at him, you can catch him on BYB tonight. And let's see.
This could be a total disaster. I don't know what's going to happen, but tune in to find out, everybody.
Okay, that's what Bobbynic will be doing tonight. He'll be doing No Filter bonus show, and he'll be doing BYB later on tonight. How about you, Mr. Scott? Other than selling concert shirts, what do you got?
In about an hour, I think we'll be with Bobbynic on that bonus show you guys were talking about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And God damn, I need to write this shit down.
Come on, bro. Basically, Friday. Scott, at this point, I can understand why Scott is confused, because he's basically on every day of the week. So Scott should just say, look, just turn your YouTube on and you'll see I'm on every day of the week. That should be your plugs from now on, because Scott does No Filter with Andrew and friends, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He does weird stuff on Saturdays and Sundays. And now they're filling in all the other days with bonus shows because now No Filter with Andrew and Friends has been monetized for a while. You can buy memberships there. And so to give you more value for those memberships, these guys do bonus shows on the other days. So any day of the week, set your notifications, No Filter, Andrew and Friends. Click on YouTube. And while you're doing that, check out BF Live, Bobby Fran. Please like, share, and subscribe to that. And at Stormee on YouTube, where you can see the Ari Jane interview. So I'm gonna Stormee do her thing and wind the show. Go, we got.
You pretty much just said it all, and wherever all you guys are, and that's where you'll find me.
So I didn't mean to take your plug thunder. I was trying to be thorough,
I'm
and
glad you did.
I didn't want to overlook you. My brain was working good. I'm like, let's do this and this and that. So I didn't realize I was stepping on your
No, you're
plug.
not. I'm glad you did because I got kids in the background and whatever, so it helps me.
And I appreciate you being here. Like I said, I know you've been all your weather trials and tribulations and electronics, and you're dealing with a family. And so that's why I always err to thinking that you might not make it, but you always come through. So thank you very much. Daniel Poon says, "Oh, mammy. Let's see. Stormee, there's the No Filter link. Stormee puts them in. Dave Daffler says, Bobby is great. I agree. Hey, Bobby Salad over here, Bobby Salad. And if you go to BF Live on YouTube, like when you're there subscribing for me, please, because it's absolutely free, you can see little short videos. Stormee helped produce a short video of when one of the BF Lives where we talked about Barbie stuff, and Bobbynic sang a little Barbie girl for us. And there's also a short on there about the origin of the Bobby Salad name. So if you're wondering how the Bobby Salad name occurred, if you go on BF Live on YouTube, there's a little short video that'll show you how when Reverend Bob Levy was on BF Live a few weeks ago, he dubbed him Bobby Salad. So you can check that out there. So I appreciate that. Let's see. Dave Daffler. Let's see. In about an hour, that pizza is going to look for its mother. Yeah, right. Let's see. I think I found the pizza. All right. I know where it is. It's right there. That's right. That's where the pizza is. Jake, what's up, buddy? Let's see. Let's make the show. Oh, let's make the show an hour longer. We'll have Jake on.
Oh, fuck.
Poon shouting out Jake. We'll leave you with this. Hey, Jake Hudson, Dave Daffler. Thank you, Dave Daffler, once again, for all the support, financially and otherwise. Brian Clauder. Catch him as our guest on Replayables Wednesday. Are you done yet, Jake? Are you done? We'll fade that out. So, catch me out on No Filter with Andrew and Friends, 7 o'clock tomorrow East. Look, guys, we got 20 people up in here now. Should we do another hour? Should we just keep on going? Because people keep showing up. No, we got lives. We got other shit to do. Stormie's got kids that probably want food or
you gotta
pulling on
be
their clothes.
careful because you'll be stealing the 24-hour show idea. So be careful.
I heard there's a lot of that going around. I heard one Mr. Melton had inspired by an idea you guys had, right? Like Ray was. So you got Ray stealing your comedy bits, and now you got Melton stealing show ideas, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
I guess I'm assuming. I don't know that to be 100%, but it is strange that he all of a sudden is doing that right after we mentioned it live. But I don't foresee that maybe I don't know if he's watching this or whatever. Probably not, but it is ironic.
Well, we have evidence from the past that Melton does tune in because he's made references to Andrew and No Filter before. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to think that Melton is listening in and maybe he was inspired to improve your joke or your bit, much like Ray was. I don't know. But I will say in fairness.
He even popped in the chat one time, so we know physically that he was watching.
But I will say in fairness, a lot of people have I think if you do enough hours on here, you kind of flirt around with the idea of, well, we should just like we're kind of doing today. We should just stay on and just keep doing a show. And then, so that leads to doing a 24-hour show. So it could be argued that it's a natural thought, but much like the Ray joke and the fact that we know Melton's watching in, I think they're like kind of taking your ideas from me. So we'll have to watch those pros. Those pros are coming down. They're coming out and messing with us, getting their good ideas. So one last time, if you could please utilize those links. They're pinned at the top. They're floating in here all the time. Thank you, Dave Daffler, Brian, and everybody that did utilize them today. Thank you for my friends, Scott Fitzpatrick, Bobbynic Havens, and Stormee Chamberlain for being here today and every Monday, giving me people to talk to and relate to and have fun with and bounce all this stuff off. Shout out to the 20 people that are still in. What do you got, Scott? I see that mic going up. What do you got?
I was just saying what you're saying. I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Shaking your head. That's why It ain't too often people say something that they agree with, Scott. I got 3 girls in my house here, so when I see somebody agreeing with me, I get a little excited about it. Forgive me.
I agree.
It doesn't happen much. Let's see. Dave Daffler says, thanks for a fun show at BF Live, Bobby Fran. Well, thank you, Mr. Dave Daffler. So I want to say, join them on the special show tonight. If you're friends of No Filter with Andrew and Friends, if you need more of us, like, share, and subscribe. BF Live with Bobby Fran. I'll be on No Filter tomorrow. Replayables Wednesday. Sports Heads Friday. Another Replayables on Friday. Brian Clutter says, awesome show, guys. Peace and love. Thank you. I'm going to run this ending, and we will see you next week. And if we don't see you next week, we will see you the next time we see you. Peace and love, everybody.